Maybe there's just a loose connection up here somewhere. All right, gotta hold everything where it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this now. 1 minute and 12 seconds. 2 for your winner.
All right, so questions for y'all. You did it. You did it. Was it expected, harder, what's holding it?
I only went in many rounds. That's about it.
Man, a few words.
Do you ever feel unsure about what you're doing?
Sure, but it's never back.
Are you glad that's over? Are we going to see back in the cage again?
Yeah, but hopefully we'll be in a minute.
Hopefully we'll make everybody give one more round of applause here.
Happy to be in there, but I guess he really wanted that MMA win.
Yeah. Impressive performance turned in by both gentlemen, honestly. And Hawkins landed some big shots in there, too. It wasn't like anything like one-way traffic. I mean, that was a good fight.
He had some solid jabs in there. And honestly, I would have liked to see him stick behind that, double it up, triple it up, follow it up with a, right straight. He did at one point throw a couple overhand rights after it. So
yeah, he landed that right leg kick into the overhand right, which is a combo that I really like.
Yep.
A lot of times that kind of sneaks in. They block the kick on that, and they're not expecting something else on that same side,
Right.
But I think he'll learn from the experience. I think dealing with a lot of forward heavy offense pressure in a hometown is a
random information.
Keith No,
Current champions.
sitting beside us. He's giving us some notes because he doesn't trust ours.
MMA rankings.
He's scolding us for being uneducated in some of the previous ones when Elijah and I didn't know who the champions were.
Keith, wave at him. You're on the screen. This is the promoter right here, guys.
That's
Keith
the man
No.
who makes it all happen.
They can't hear anything on you.
Hopefully you guys can hear us now. I think you can.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Keith No stopping by in the booth to refresh us on some things we might need to know, but we're moving forward here.
We've got Cole Givens making his way to the cage now.
Yes, sir, and we saw him last at the March 8th card. I believe that was NLC 32. 33, I'm sorry.
Yeah, down there in Parkersburg. He had his MMA debut with Eric Kuhn, which is a tough draw for your debut. I was impressed by some of his ground defense, at least in that fight. He's representing the Downtown Athletic Club, he told me. He's got 3 kickboxing fights. He's a veteran of New Line, so
yeah, absolutely.
Always happy to see Cole in. He just had a hell of a scrap maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Cole's always game, man. He's never taken an easy fight. He's always fought tough guys. He's a true warrior. He likes to hang in the pocket. He likes to prove himself out there, and hopefully we'll see some improvements tonight.
He's got some sick spats too. I love that.
I dig the attire tonight.
As a Shinya Aoki fan, I'm always a big on anybody that's got the spats.
Right.
That means nothing to Becca, but I'm glad you at least got it.
The only thing missing is the rainbow, Colin.
That is true. I could never pull it off. My legs are too fat for the spats.
I could dig the pink, though. I could dig the pink. Now, what's honestly, Colin? What's your opinion on them wearing that kind of stuff? Because there's kind of some controversy there. I don't know if you remember George Soteropoulos.
Yep.
He would wear the knee pads, and he would wear the ankle braces.
You see, a lot of the 10th Planet guys did that, and it's interesting because in jiu-jitsu, spat on rash guard is very slippery, but spat on bare skin that's sweaty is actually a little bit more traction than you normally get. So a lot of times you'll see guys who play a lot of high guard or a lot of lockdown half, things where they need a lot of traction with their legs, leg lockers, that kind of stuff. They love having that a little bit of extra traction.
Maybe that's a sign that we'll see some new stuff from Cole on the ground here tonight. Coming to the ring now, we've got Jordan Hardrove. Jordan is fighting out of 4 seasons.
And we've seen him compete at New Line several times.
Absolutely.
We've gotten to see him do grappling and kickboxing before. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes with him and Cole. Both of them obviously have experience in the other forms of combat sports that we offer here at New Line.
Yeah. Both guys have fought in 3 different sports: kickboxing, boxing, and MMA.
And Jordan's walking in with a 1-1 record. He had a nice solid win by decision. So it'll be interesting. This is an interesting matchup to me. I really don't know who's going to win. It'll be interesting to watch.
It's good matchmaking. I think it's a solid fight for both guys.
I believe, if I remember correctly, Jordan was a blue belt there at 4 seasons. So he's got, some grappling base underneath of him. He's doing the John Jones squat.
Yes, sir.
And we are going to see a height and reach differential in favor of Cole Givens here, but a little bit more of a stocky, kind of powerful build from Jordan.
Cole's eyes haven't left Hardrove since he stepped into the cage here.
They're locked in.
Jordan's ready to take the center of the cage.
Tried for a flying knee there. Right out the gate.
Cole with a nice front kick up the center. Nothing lands yet.
Oh,
nice.
Nice. Puts him on his back. Underhook and head control. He's in closed guard right now.
Working that body.
He might want to just start monitoring those.
Yeah, Cole's got to watch out for the triangle there.
Good job defending it so far, but the guard is sliding up from Jordan Hardrove. He's got secured an overhook and actually double overhooks. Or overhook and an underhook, yeah. Well, Cole's able to make some space and start landing some strikes.
Oh, mouthpiece fell out.
Big shots from Cole Givens out. That last one rocked him back.
Oh, Jordan turns over. I think this might be it.
Oh,
We'll see.
Givens takes the back, and here comes the ground and pounds. All over. Givens has won by stoppage.
And that was a nice trick off of that caught kick. He caught it, elevated it, set him down.
He took him down from that kick and capitalized on the moment. Great win there for Cole.
Oh, do we have any?
And especially in a spot that we saw him in trouble with the last time.
Exactly.
He's fired up.
That was beautiful work by Cole Givens. He was able to do a good job of just the classic hands on the inside, break the posture up inside closed guard, and land some hard shots that force Hardrove to kind of turn towards his back. And a good job, in my opinion, of not climbing up and going for the choke there and wasting time and energy there. That was the time to try to hurt him with punches. And you saw him start to think about throwing hooks and start looking for chokes, and instead he decided to come back.
Covered up there, he realized he had that opening.
So that was, he's got a lot of fights. So a little bit of veteran experience there from Cole Givens. Impressive performance. And that's something that it's difficult to generate enough power to hurt somebody from inside closed guard. Oftentimes you see guys have a hard time doing that. Most of the time, if they're going to get power, it's going to be from standing over top in closed guard. But Cole's also tall enough too that he's got extra space to generate power with those kind of hammer fists. And I think that's what it was that hurt him badly, was a hammer fist with his right hand, if I remember. Good show of sportsmanship between these two gentlemen.
Yeah. You can see the emotion on Cole Gibbons' face. It's awesome. He's fired up right now, man. He's feeling it.
He's about to get the mic. He just needs to be patient.
Cole, Gibbons. Cole, walk us through the end of that fight, man. Tell us about your feelings right now. Feel like there was a little thing stop. I took a little damage. What I wanted to do. But we're all out here listening for the same reason. I love this kid. I got passion for him. Just because I hold on. Cole, here, look like you're going to jump close and throw the show. Get you go like that. You decided to go with punches instead. Yeah, exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Cole Gibbons.
We've had two relatively quick performances. Impressive stuff from. That was impressive stuff from Cole Gibbons. Especially, we saw him have a little bit of trouble on the ground in that last fight. You can tell that he's working on it and sharpening things up. Especially, he was clearly trying to take him down. That was his plan.
Yeah, and props for him to be able to come out and start off so aggressively and just be ready to go. Leave nothing out there, no questions.
Yeah, that's something that I personally was always a bit of a slow starter.
Me too.
I was always jealous of people that could just come up and be awake right at the beginning.
I'm like second round, into the third, I'm feeling warm, but he was able to do it from the bell.
Guys, we're moving right along here. 2 finishes in the first 2 bouts.
And we've got 2 unknowns to me coming up in this next one, Jacob Scott and Malachi Simmons at 155.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with either of these guys myself. I didn't actually get a chance to reach out to either guy to find out a whole lot. I do know that Malachi is fighting out a hybrid. Jacob is going to be fighting with us here from West Liberty, Kentucky.
And we see Scott making his way to the cage. Some good ominous music.
This is going to be contested at lightweight, 155 pounds. And I must say, Scott looks like a pretty big 55er.
I believe that's a very nice Jason tattoo on his arm, too.
It is.
That always adds a little extra fear. Or it could be Casey from the Ninja Turtles. He wore the hockey mask, too.
Yeah.
Didn't Casey Jones wear the hockey
Casey
mask in the
Jones,
Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, you're right. Interested to see what these guys bring, man. I always like to see when the unknown quantities step in there, and you don't really know what to expect.
Right.
You're just waiting to see what they can bring out.
Those are the scrappy ones.
Exactly.
Yeah, exciting, chaotic, but for the best way, in the best ways possible.
Both of you guys have a pretty decent amount of fights. I've only fought twice myself, but both of you guys kind of just tell me what you felt going in there for the first time.
First time. That was a long time ago.
You adrenaline dump?
Hang on, I'm gonna have to think about it. Who was my first fight? Oh, you know what? I was a little cocky when I first started out. Yeah, I was a little cocky. I wasn't nervous at all. I was showboating from the get. Very much a showman in my style.
Having fun with it.
I might not be a good one to ask. I did get a little bit of adrenaline, but I used it.
Right.
Flashy stuff. But that's just me. I'm a little crazy.
Yeah, I never had enough confidence. But I was always trying to calm myself down. And for me, I'm always thinking, like, if this person showed up at my gym on Saturday to spar, I wouldn't be scared of them. So why am I scared here? There's the same thing. There's people and lights
just
and all
people
this
watching,
nonsense.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
So I was always on that kind. I wanted fighting to be as much like training as possible because I'm good at training and not as good at fighting. Like I'm more of an in the gym kind of guy.
I
try
am
to
the same
mentally
way.
trick myself to make it more like that.
I'm the same way. I really am. I'm in the gym. I can start off first round.
Yeah.
You can come to my house, but When it's on the stage, it takes me a second to get in the flow.
I will say that even though, like, if you go back and watch it, I look composed the whole time, but I swear I dumped right after that first round, man. Like, I just felt it right as soon as I hit that corner. But a lot of people, they'll be like, Dave, you got nervous, you got scared. Well, you get in the ring and you say stuff in front of people. I'm like, man, that's easy. You get up in front of people and you take a beating. That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
See, I'm not as good at talking. I would feel way more terrified if I had to go in there and talk to people. So that's why I'm glad you guys are doing that. And are good at it.
It's only a little rocky as you saw the first time through, and then after that, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I'm comfortable now. I'll tell you what, a little bit about Malachi Simmons. I don't know him personally, but I do know who he trains with. From what I heard, his training partners, he's one of the smaller guys in the gym, but because of that, they'll pick on him. So he's the toughest, right? He's taking it from everybody. He's getting scrappy, learning little tricks.
Definitely.
There's
That's
definitely
what I
some
know about
advantages
Malachi.
to being the smallest guy in the gym. I mean,
Yeah, dude, you got
learn,
it.
you learn how to be mean, especially in
Yep.
jiu-jitsu, because like if you're not, you're going to get smashed all
Yeah,
the time. Yeah.
We're going to throw it to Will Harvey, ladies and gentlemen. Malachi Simmons getting a warm welcome here by the hometown crowd.
A lot of hybrid and reaction people both in the cage and in the crowd tonight.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to
They
get
come
loud
thick.
here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go.
Both of them looking a little feeling out process, but not unconfident in any way. Looks like they're just kind of taking their time into it.
Malachi's landed a
Good
couple
leg
nice
kicks.
outside leg kicks.
Another one.
That one, you could hear that thud.
I like how relaxed he looks, Malachi Simmons. He's not.
I would say
He's calm.
between the two, I would say he looks to be the more calm.
Yeah. Oh, nice kick.
That was a nice kick there to the body.
And Scott now seems to be looking to time that big overhand, right? Maybe.
He waved himself off.
What?
Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah, that was like a,
Malachi Simmons throwing the dancing moves. Highlight reel.
That was a highlight.
Absolutely.
almost like a front foot side kick, but like he was getting ready to hook kick, but he hit him with the side kick.
Yeah. Beautifully timed there by Malachi Simmons. You couldn't ask for a better way to finish your debut.
Yeah, and Scott kind of moved into it too. He caught it right on the chin, it looked like. Making the hometown crowd. Yeah.
Absolutely. Jacob didn't look bad there. He was calm.
No, and he threw a couple hard overhand rights that looked like they were pretty close. He was getting close to timing some of those leg kicks, and it looked like that's what he was trying to do. Like he was trying to time the kicks with the right hand, but as he was watching that direction, it came from the other side.
opponent return to the cage.
I'm going to return to August and then come back to Lexington. I'm going to on the 17th.
Impressive debut performance from Malachi Simmons.
Absolutely. Proud mama behind us for sure.
Yeah. Big pop from the hometown crowd here. Impressive stuff. We're making good record time here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. First round finishes all around. Coming
Well,
up
the
next,
first one was the second round, but it was close.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. You're right. Good
Off
call.
stoppages, though.
Coming up next, we've got Antonio Robinson going to be stepping into the cage for MMA after having a successful outing against Rex White. And he's going to be going up against J.R. Cochran. I had a chance to reach out to JR and kind of get a little bit of information from him, man. And he's still in high school. He won't graduate for another 3 weeks. So he is really, really young.
He has a spectacular beard for someone still in high school.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, I'm 34. I'll be 35 this year, and this is all I got to offer. This kid's still in high school.
Yeah,
and
when I
look
was
at
his age, mine looked about like yours. So.
Wait, that don't make me feel any better, Colin.
I still didn't shave it, so I just looked like an awkward 17-year-old.
Right?
This will be an interesting scrap. We've seen Antonio Robinson a few times. He's had a couple tough draws in the MMA, but we've seen him win kickboxing and boxing fights, including his last performance against Rex White. And if you guys haven't seen Rex White, he's a titan of a man. He's probably, 6'8" and 400 pounds or
Have you
something
seen
like
the
that.
picture that he and I took? We did a face-off.
No.
Oh, man, he makes me look tiny.
Rex, I feel like he could just pick me up and put me in his pocket and carry me away.
He could pick both of us up and do that.
And Antonio Robinson ate some hard shots from Rex and stayed standing. So this will be an interesting fight.
Well, I was going to say, that's kind of like we're about to see a stylistic matchup here because JR told me he only joined wrestling in his junior year. He's a senior now. He'll graduate in 3 weeks, and he took 6th place this year at the state. So that makes you wonder, if that kid had been wrestling since freshman year, where would he have placed? So, I mean, that's pretty highly touted for only 2 years. So I'm expecting to see some pretty good stuff out of him.
And on the ground is where we've seen some holes in Antonio. So that'll be an interesting dynamic to see if JR can put him on his back.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd say that's going to be the game plan coming out from JR is, to look for that takedown or the clinch and just land some damage. Now, as far as I know, he's only been training for about 2.5 months. But he does train with Griffin Key. And those fellas. So, I mean, that's a great gym to have in your back pocket, especially coming off of a wrestling background.
Yeah. And you can see that he's powerfully built. I mean, for that age, when I see him, I wouldn't guess that he's that age.
I
mean,
would not either.
No,
absolutely not. I thought he could.
When I looked him up and reached out to him, and I mean, even his pictures online, I mean, you could tell he's in high school, but I was like, did this kid just graduate or what's going on here? So, when I asked him and he said he didn't graduate for 3 more weeks, I was like, man, that's like, if he really takes it serious and this is something he wants to do, I mean, we haven't seen him do anything, but I mean, this is the time to, really start taking it seriously.
This is a good matchup for him. He'll be tested. He's going to have a big, strong guy in front of him trying to hurt him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Antonio's skilled.
Yeah. I mean, he's.
And I think he wants to get a win. You know what I'm saying? He needs to get a win.
Yeah,
so he's going to be coming.
Today, definitely.
Yep.
He's going to want to pick that up.
And for having just started fighting a short period of time ago, he's got accumulated a fair amount of experience for only been fighting for, 1.5 years? I mean, his debut was that show that we did at...
it was like late 2023, I believe.
Yeah, in Ashland.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Casino.
Yep.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, out at Camp Landing out there.
call, weighing 207.
He's no longer using the Mountain Man moniker. He's the Reaper.
I was gonna say I thought he was the Mountain Man, but we got it changed up here. I can dig it.
He does still have some nice camo shorts, which go with the Mountain Man motif.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And here we go. Both men touch gloves to start us off here. We're on the way. Nice kick right out of the gate there from J.R. Cochran. And I'm gonna admit I'm shocked to not see a shot immediately. He looks calm, looks prepared.
Yeah, it looks to me like he might be trying to lure Antonio into a long punching combination and try to enter into that. But Antonio's doing a good job staying composed.
Oh, nice jab. I like the
Nice jab
feint. That was
over
a
the top.
great feint. Nice and quick, and that shot came right behind it.
Grabbed that hand, kind of
Yeah.
swatted it down right over top there.
That's how you got to be when you're the shorter fighter. If you're going to throw strikes to try to get in range, you got to feint. You got to be short, jerky with it, switching up the tempos.
And Antonio looks like he's trying to fill him out here. I don't know that he was anticipating
Oh,
the
man, if
strike
he...
he's getting.
that was inches.
Yeah,
that was
nice
inches
Superman
away.
punch there.
JR looks composed, though. I mean, he's reaching out, pawing at that right hand.
Yeah.
Doing a good job with the movement from the southpaw stance. And I wonder if he's not a wrestler that prefers to shoot off of his right leg is why he's standing there. I don't know if he's actually left-handed or not. But
That's where I think, he's kind of... Most people would think coming into this he's going to be at a disadvantage because he's the 0-0 guy, But his record in high school, from what he was telling me, he was 74-16. So
Wow.
to be, to have that many wrestling matches, you're going to be in front of people. So this kind of pressure isn't going to get to you as much as somebody who's never been in there at all before.
very good composure and footwork from two guys with not a ton of fights and training.
I'd like to see Antonio kind of open up with those jabs a little bit more, just to get into range. He's throwing that right hand, but
Almost feel like he's anticipating the shot. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to put himself in that danger. But he's also getting stuff back that I don't think he was expecting.
Yes,
Because
I
I'm
agree.
going to be honest. I didn't expect J.R. Cochran to stand this long. Just in the period I was talking to him. I mean, 74-16 as a high school wrestler. He's in here standing with Antonio Robinson, who's got two,
And he landed a nice
3-4
32.
bouts in standing matches. So, yeah, I mean, there it is. There it is.
oh, nice. Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Antonio
Robinson
able to fit it on the first attempt there.
stays on his feet.
And he was deep on that single
That
leg.
was well-timed entrance, and he was deep, and Antonio did a good job shucking him off. And JR didn't try to force chain wrestling. He was happy to just break the clinch and go back to strike.
Yep. I'm impressed with both guys there in that exchange.
Again, I think if Antonio would use that range, pop some jabs, make the opponent feel like they're sure to start coming forward, would be in his favor. Because I kind of feel like J.R. Cochran's kind of taking this round.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And
Hey, that was insane. What was that? What's not a jab?
what power that man
Wow.
has.
That's off.
Straight right.
That's off.
That was beautiful.
Do you want to catch an interview?
I would like to talk with
All
J.R. Cochran.
right. Ask him a couple questions. That was amazing. Well, here at New Line Cage Fighting, we give you knockouts.
That was a
We've showed you that.
very well-timed overhand. Great composure.
Yes.
And mixing up the wrestling and the striking exchanges very well. It was a very impressive performance from a debut guy, especially one that's only been training for a handful of months.
Yeah, and it's such a durable guy like Antonio. I mean, I was surprised by that.
To put away a
Through and
guy
through.
who got cracked
Yeah.
by Rex White and stayed standing.
Stayed
That's
standing.
impressive.
He must have just touched the button.
Yeah.
Did you see what strike it was?
I believe it was an overhand left. I believe he
Okay.
caught out with the right
I
hand
saw
and then threw
the
an
left
overhand
hand, so I
left.
wasn't sure which kind of shot, but man, it was powerful.
So I thought it was over. It was not.
It's not over?
No.
That's the end of
They're
the
going
round.
to the second round.
Oh.
I thought he finished it.
I thought he waved
That's
it
it.
off.
Absolutely
I
insane.
think everybody thought it was
How
over.
crazy.
Whoa, okay,
I
Antonio.
was looking for Will in the ring, and I catch him out of. He's waving at me, and he's like, "They didn't call it." I was like, "They didn't call it."
Antonio has regained his composure.
didn't
This
call
is
it.
We're in for a heck of
Wow.
a scrap here, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, it is not over, but Antonio
think
needs to get that back. I'll
Will,
tell you that.
Will definitely thought it was a.
JR, yeah.
was over.
Yeah,
I'm
wow.
flabbergasted. I am flabbergasted there.
What?
We've seen that happen a few times where guys thought that they had been able to get a finish and weren't quite there.
Look, he's right back in there, man. You think this makes him hungry? Do you think this makes him safer?
I would say it makes him hungry because I mean he thought he finished him. You know.
Wow, he's got a goose on his eye already.
So now that's one of those things where, as J.R. Cochran, you're like, well, he survived what I thought was the finish.
Now what do I do?
Yeah. So,
but he's back on the feints.
I was gonna say, might put a question mark in his head. Might be like, all right, well, what I was doing was working.
And we're seeing Antonio bite on the feints a little bit more than he was in the first round, which obviously you will after that, right?
But he's going to try for it again, which I think he should. He needs to bring that pressure.
Yeah.
You know, Robbins, I mean, there's no way he's all the way, you know, in where he was before that shot happened. So I would bring that pressure.
Well, you got
put it on him.
That was a well-timed outside leg kick there, too.
He's probably still thinking about that leg kick or the takedown. So
man.
I would almost feint at the takedown and come over top with the right hand and see where that might land me. But
I get a little nervous the way Robinson is exiting.
Yeah.
He's a little off balance, and I think that's when he got caught.
Now, he landed a nice right hand there, I do believe.
Yeah, he did. He didn't catch all of it, but he did catch the end of it there. And I think Cochran's kind of acknowledging it. And there comes the shot.
Nice.
And this is what I expected to see out of him. And here comes the ground
and
I don't think he's going to stop.
No, he's good. Now it's over. All right, J.R. Cochran.
And I'm going to speak to our winner.
Getting it done. Wow.
Again, experience beyond his years, right? To be able to mix up the takedowns and the strikes again, even after he landed a big strike. He didn't get too greedy and try to stay going to that well.
But he did it
knockout finish.
He did a very good job of not rushing.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people, he was hurt. Let me just throw everything at him real quick. He didn't. He still was patient and thought through changing levels.
Plus, I can imagine that that's an incredible adrenaline dump to think you've won the fight and then 10 seconds later be like, get ready for round 2.
Yep. Hey, heart out to Antonio Robinson, man. That's a tough dude. To come back after a shot like that and just continue to stand there and be ready for what was next, that's some heart.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Round 2.
Almost like it's not out.
Fight every month this whole year. So 75 is pretty good over it. It's my goal.
Man, is every single fight been finished so far?
Yes, it has. We've got 0 going to the card.
Is that a record?
That one almost had 2 finishes, so like we're gonna end up with more finishes than we had fights.
Dude, finishes all night, man. That's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're already making our way to our 5th fight of the evening, which will be a featherweight MMA match. Preston Starcher in the blue corner and Matthew Lorenza, I believe.
Yes,
that's how you pronounce it.
Lorenza. Yes. That's Daniel Lorenza's brother.
If anybody can tell me if he was related to Daniel. And to be honest, I saw the Lorenza name and then saw debut, and I was like, I know I've seen him before, and then I realized it wasn't Daniel.
Well, it was funny when they were at weigh-ins yesterday. Preston Starcher comes up, and he actually goes to his brother Daniel, and he says, you know, good luck tomorrow, respect. And he's like, dude, you're not fighting me. You're fighting my brother. 'Cause they wait till you see them. They look very similar. And of course, Preston Starcher was like, hey, well, maybe I'll fight you this time and this time. So respect both y'all. I'm going to go weigh in now.
They're both brothers. They're both brothers that fight, so maybe they can have just an all brother crap.
And they're the same size. They're about the same size.
Maybe we
Yeah.
can do the Starchers versus the Lorraines. Maybe we get Keith No to do a
Back to back.
And I think they're all at 145.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Fight Circus?
I have.
I'm sure you're familiar with it, Colin.
I am.
I'm not.
They do all kinds of wild stuff, but maybe Keith will borrow from them and do some tag team MMA. We can get the brothers versus the brothers or something.
Actually, I know the guy who fought on I believe it was the second card. I had trained with him in Thailand a little bit. He's a great big giant dude from South Carolina, which I didn't expect to find when I went to Thailand. The guy teaching classes in Thailand who's from South Carolina. But he's the guy who fought 3 people at one time.
Yeah.
The Panda Banks, yeah.
Right.
Which I don't know that 3 of me could beat him up, so.
No.
I was like, that sounds like a fair match.
Pretty fair, yeah. And we're seeing Preston back in here. He fought out of the area here recently, but we saw him back in March up against another guy who's going to be fighting on our card later tonight, Austin Maddox.
Yeah, and he fought in May. So he's taking his 3rd fight in 63 days.
Yeah.
I did the math to make sure I got that stat right.
Well, I was going to say I've got some interesting math stats later on for you, Colin. I'm sure you're going to appreciate them because I did some number crunching
Is
as
that
well.
what you hinted at earlier?
Yes. I can't. I'm actually.
He said, I can't tell you
there's
yet,
some good
but just
stuff.
wait for
I'm
it.
excited. I had to do some number crunching, but it's a good stat.
And we've seen Preston grow a lot since his first fight. I mean,
Absolutely.
he's bounced around a couple gyms, but he's been training
His
for
record's
years now.
deceiving, but he's been in there, man, and he's tough as nails.
And he's with what does he have? 10. He has 10 fights. So I mean, against the debut, he's going to have a heavy experience advantage in there. And all of his fights have been in New Line, with the exception of 2 of them. So he's very comfortable in this cage.
Yes,
Absolutely.
he is. And a respectful fighter through and through, man.
Yeah,
He
him and his
is
brother both.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic guy.
Yeah, they're both good, really good guys. Even after, afterwards, even if there's been words exchanged, they're both really good guys. So
And that is how I feel before fights. Just to sit there and like, can we start fighting yet?
I looked at him, he was like, what's up?
that is smooth.
Look at him. Let's go.
As we said before, Matthew Lorenzo is coming out of Hybrid MMA, trains there with his brother Daniel. And that's a solid gym. I mean, he's coming from a great group of guys, so we can obviously expect to see some big things from him here. But the experience factor is going to come into play, I'm sure.
It'll be interesting to see. I've not trained at Hybrid myself, so I know that they have people that grapple, but I'm not sure. Are they a striking centric gym? I know that Sean is obviously primarily background in striking, but
yeah, I'm not really 100% myself.
If he is striking centered, it'll be an interesting match because that's Starcher's bread and butter as well. So it'll be interesting to see this unfold on the feet.
Strike. And so does Preston, so it'll be interesting to see. Now you can see Preston starting to dial it in.
Oh,
yeah,
he's fired
there
up.
he goes. He's getting there.
He woke up whenever it was time.
He did a little morning stretch. He's ready to go.
Preston quickly across the cage and take the middle. And that's that veteranship coming out immediately.
Both these gentlemen taking an upright kickboxing stance.
I like the combination I just saw from there, Mr. Lorenzo. Nice side kick from Starcher, just barely misses. So far, it looks like Matt's going to oblige the standing war.
And it looks like it's going to be mostly fought in this open stances here. It's Southpaw versus Orthodox. Good feints by both gentlemen. Both of them are biting on the feints too, which
Absolutely.
makes it fun to watch. See a big fight happening for lead hand dominance.
Both guys definitely just feeling each other out. Nice power shot there from Preston.
Yeah, he landed a nice hard left hand in there. Good kicks from Lorraine though.
Yeah, he is looking very calm, cool, and collected for a debut. I mean, I'm impressed. Look at this.
There's the shot,
Nice and
but
quick.
Not deep,
But not deep enough.
Quick enough.
Preston's hugging the
Oh, wait a
guillotine.
minute.
Preston's wrapped him
Might
up.
be over.
He's in
He's
half
tight.
guard
He's
though.
tight.
And it looks like Matt's stepping over in the side control. Preston's trying to regard.
And Preston's trying to regard on the far leg, which actually, if you catch half guard on the far leg, it is actually tighter. Now he's got a shot here.
He's lost the grip there.
Yeah, but we see he loses it, and now he's in arm triangle territory.
Over to arm triangle.
Matt needs to calm down and not try to force over that butterfly hook.
Yeah, I was going to say he's
Very
abandoned.
difficult to clear that butterfly hook from there. He needs to settle back down into half guard or try to high step over top of it. But he needs that underhook back. He needs that right underhook back. His right, Preston's left.
Yep.
Preston does a good job getting back to close guard.
That butterfly definitely saved him from getting triangle choke there.
And we see him, he's working to just kind of control the posture right now.
He's locking him down.
Now, controlling the head and arm like this from close guard top is generally not the best idea. We see him let go now and start to try to frame and make space.
And here you can see Matthew Lorenzo covering the mouth to break posture as he comes up.
Good wrist control by Starcher there.
Starcher going for the triangle.
Nice. Big shots.
Starcher gives up his back. Lorenzo looks like he might be under the chin.
Oh, he
there.
is under the
Yep,
chin. He's
chin.
under the chin. We got to tap. We got to tap. Wow.
Impressive.
Very impressive.
Quick finish there when he was given the opportunity.
Smooth work on the ground, and we see that Starcher's jiu-jitsu is improving. It's just he just ran into a
I was
better,
gonna say
slightly better grappler there.
he was completely in it until that one small mistake, man, and that's all it takes in combat sports. That one slip up could be the difference.
And that's one thing I'm big on my guys. I preach guillotine as like last ditch if we're sure we're getting taken down. I think Preston might have been able to fight that a little bit longer and maybe try to sprawl out of that instead of try to get the guillotine finish. But
Definitely.
But he did have a good deep bite, so I mean it wasn't.
No, I don't think it was for naught at all. Like a defensive move.
Questions for you. Congratulations for debut. Into the cage. How's it feel?
I was just super locked in. Someone else, like another day, sparring with me. Then when I had them, it's all up! I didn't even know, and experience. That's why I didn't
One more thing, we got to thank.
Team, my coach, my family, my parents, my Lord and Savior. I'm going to walk up there. I'm truly grateful for the opportunity I was given. I'm ready to keep it coming.
One more round of applause. Winner.
Ooh, promise is open.
Matthew Lorenzo with the W.
Impressive stuff.
Yeah, great Great
he did a good
showing
job
from our debut guys tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, like, you didn't really see much of that experience advantage outside of just the immediate taking of the center of the cage by Preston.
Yeah.
And Preston looked good on the feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he did a good job
It just
recovering
shows
guard
that-
after the guillotine failed. Like, he was doing smart things on the ground.
Yep, ever improving are the Starcher brothers. I mean, that's every time out. Next, we're going to move on. We've got Baylor Napier is going to take on Michael Vernon in a middleweight MMA showdown. We've got Michael Vernon coming out now.
Looks like he's being cornered by Skyler.
Yeah, Skyler Mahler.
We've seen many times at NLC.
Now, I was super, super impressed with this young man. He took his debut against a tough outing in Tyrone Kitchen.
Tyrone has a lot more experience than him, and he showed a good account for himself. He won the third round of that fight.
Yeah. He did hit an illegal knee, but I mean, that was kind of circumstantial, I feel like, you know.
Yeah, and it wasn't called by the ref, so technically it was illegal, yeah.
Now we've got Baylor Napier coming down.
And Napier, I believe, yeah, I was going to say he's a reaction guy.
Yeah. Should get a nice hometown pop. But I'm telling you, even though Vernon is 0-1, Baylor definitely has to be prepared, because if I was on the other side of this and I was debuting against Michael Vernon, I'd be nervous as hell, man. He impressed me a lot in his debut against Tyrone. Like you said, Tyrone's got a lot of experience, and for somebody to just show up out of nowhere, never heard of him before, and just handle it kind of like he did, man.
Yeah, give him a tough fight and hurt him. I mean, the knee was illegal, but I mean, still, I mean, it's not easy to knee Tyrone Kitchen legally or illegally. So.
Yeah. I mean, he looked great against a very, very experienced vet there, so.
So Baylor here is a Lexington firefighter, if y'all didn't know that. So that's fun. He's probably got some firefighter buddies in the crowd right now.
Knew he was a native.
Yeah.
Both these gentlemen have very similar builds.
I was going to say the same thing. Looks to be very evenly matched physically.
Even similar haircuts.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, off explosive.
Vernon presses the pace.
Nice
He eats a hard knee to the body and another.
Baylor.
Nice shots from both guys right out of the gate, and it looks like
Oh, man, the mouthpiece
Big
blew
left
right
hand.
out of his mouth.
nice counter.
By knee to the head.
Some knees here.
Wow.
And we see Vernon pressing forward and trying to initiate a clinch and trying to get to the takedown.
Ref waits for the small break in the action.
Yeah, he needs to.
Get the mouth guard
The way
back.
he's looking at those knees.
Oh, nice kick up the top there, partially blocked. Knee for Baylor Napier.
Wow.
Puts Vernon down, and it looks like he's shooting. Thought he was going for the Darce there.
No, he's doing a good job. He's taking the top turtle position.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Happy to rain
isn't
down
looking
strikes
good.
from here. And those hands
Vernon's
are
doing a
fast
good job
and heavy.
covering, but he needs to move.
He needs to move. He's got to
not-
get out of there.
He's not really eating damage, but the ref's not going to allow him to eat unanswered shots forever. Lots of unanswered strikes here.
So far, showing the ref what he needs to see.
Yeah.
And Baylor
Move
Napier
it.
needs to slow his pace down a bit, perhaps, because
he
it's
doesn't
looking
pass.
like Vernon doesn't make it
That's it.
through, though.
All right. Well, our finish rate is consistent tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Unfortunately, Colin, we haven't got to hear any Japanese.
No Japanese jiu-jitsu
no
names.
Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Elijah's happy wherever he's at.
I
Yeah.
don't know. He might be flipping tables, man. I'm gonna go speak with our winner.
I think Elijah cursed me. I think he prayed that there would be no Japanese jiu-jitsu names that needed to be said, despite me.
We miss you, Elijah. I know he's watching.
Oh, I'm sure he's watching.
Definitely watching.
All right.
That is, I believe, the cleanest knee that I've seen land in an amateur MMA fight here in Kentucky. One of the things I do like about the amateur MMA rules here in Kentucky is that knees are clean for amateurs through the head, standing up, not on the ground, obviously. We're not full pride style, but impressive stuff. And Dave, I was just saying, I believe that's about the cleanest knee that we've seen land here in the Kentucky amateur rules.
It was amazing.
That was pretty good.
I got it on video.
I'm not gonna lie. Even though I wasn't on commentary for the March show, I was hella impressed with Ethan Baker's.
Yes, his
Uriah
jumping knee.
Faber.
Yeah.
Man, I got hyped in the crowd for that one.
It landed cleanly too. It did some damage. Yeah.
So clean.
What a crazy fight that was.
Absolutely, and we're gonna see him coming up later tonight
Against the other Starcher brother. He's fighting Sheldon. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to step out here. My boy Czar Parish is going to fight in the fight following this one. So I will rejoin you guys here shortly.
Best of luck in the corner, Colin. In the cage now, we've got
The Chazmanian Devil, Chaz Blevins. Sorry, Chaz and I used to train together. I have to show him some extra love. That's my boy.
being walked out by the team there in Hyperton today. Hybrid is all over the card tonight. And they are rolling deep. Look at the hugs. I was just saying, Becca, look at them. Hybrid's rolling deep.
Oh, I know.
20 hugs before you get in the ring.
Everybody in the brother
comes out to show love. That's what you know.
I'll tell you what.
That's a tight-knit team.
Chaz Blevins. There is a very high chance you're going to see this man in the UFC one day.
I can agree.
He is terrifying, and he is still young, dude.
Yes.
He's so young. He just started this thing.
Yeah.
And he has so much potential, man. I've seen him when he first started fighting. He weighed like 200, 270, 280, somewhere up in there. He was out of shape, man. And now he's dropped all the way down to 205.
Look at him. He's physically impressive. He is a scary dude.
Oh, yeah. First time I had Chaz, maybe second time I had Chaz bar in my gym. He broke one of my heavyweight's nose.
I can see it.
He was hard to tame.
Yeah. He packs mad power.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm not going to lie, props to Mr. Justin Butleman for taking this fight against Chaz Blevins. I mean, that's a scary dude, and you're going to show up on a debut to fight him. That's, you got to say.
Yeah, you do.
And his opponent, out of the red corner, standing at 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 200 pounds, with a record of 2 wins, 0 losses, fighting out of 5 eliminated, with Lexington, Kentucky,
I'm nervous.
That's one of those stares that you don't want to be on the other end of right there.
I just hope he comes out very, very patient. Oh.
1-2 right out the
1-2.
gate.
Nice and straight. Little flurries back from Justin.
Nice kick from Chaz there, and Justin's going for those oblique kicks. Chaz Blevins. He is all over Justin Butleman. Justin doing a good job.
Made it back to his feet. Made it back to his feet. That's a tough guy.
Yeah, I mean, he ate that shot right back up.
Popped up.
Pressing Chaz against the cage here. But it looks like Chaz is gonna, he's got that whizzer on the left.
Nice knee to the body, slipped in.
There he is. He's twisting it back around to the cage.
Good.
Chaz now in the dominant position.
Nice body shots. Oh, but tries to turn him.
Oh, nice uppercut.
Yeah.
As Justin turns him into the cage, and then a knee up the middle.
Oh, that wobbled him.
Chaz unloaded. Big shots from Chad Blevins.
Oh, man, I can hear those punches from here.
Left hook. And the ref has seen enough. My boy. Chaz Blevins hit the face off stoppage. And Rebecca is going to speak with her friend Chaz after an impressive victory there. Beautiful left hand finish there from Chaz.
Ladies and gentlemen, no referee. 22 seconds in the round one. For the
Start off, start to the basics. What did you think when he got back up out of that first big shot? What did you think?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that not
Anything that you want to add to that? You're really good there.
the support of the team, the game that's team, and there's no future how to develop it.
You have giant things in your future. What's next for you?
Fighting champion.
All right, ready, guys? You want to get thank you, everyone. Give you a props.
And in true fighter fashion, Chaz Blevins is going to have a fight next weekend. That's true warrior mentality right there, ladies and gentlemen. And we're moving right along. This is record pace here for an NLC card. We're moving on next to a middleweight kickboxing contest between Hunter Plume and Sar Parish. And coming to the ring now is Czar Parish. And you can see there our commentary partner, Colin Caprini, walking into the cage. Czar is tough as nails. He has fought some very, very, very good opponents.
I really want to know what the most knockouts in one night the record is, because I think
we are
we're
setting
getting there.
record pace here.
We're getting there. 7 finishes tonight. Wow.
We are on our 8th fight of the evening already. And we've got Sar Parish from Ground Zero in Morgantown. He's a two-sport athlete. He's a 4-2 as a boxer, 5-0 as a mixed martial artist. He's making his debut in kickboxing tonight. But he last fought back in March. Picked up a unanimous decision win. Coming out next is Hunter Plume from Columbus, Ohio. He's also a two-sport vet. He's 1-0 in boxing, 0-1 in kickboxing. And he last fought in NLC 32 back in March, where he lost a split decision against Luke Jenkins. But
I like this.
He looked good in the outing that I saw him in.
I like this weight class.
Yeah.
You still have some of the speed and explosiveness, but you really have power here. I like. It's an entertaining weight class to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his opponent, all way to the heavens. Fight! And beloved Ohio, Hunter Plume!
They were ready to go.
They're a little too excited.
They were going to face off.
I get it though. It's
Here we
different
go.
sport to sport. Boxing, they make you come together first, and then,
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that for MMA.
Oh.
Nice kicks out the gate from both. Oh, nice combinations from both.
Sar has the
Nice
experience here, but Hunter is looking good so far.
Nice outside leg kick. Ooh.
Oh. Both guys looking sharp.
They really are. It's so back and forth. I can't even tell who's leading the dance because they're both, they're kind of taking
Very
turns
even
with
at
it.
the moment. That was a nice spinning back kick, just barely off the mark there from Hunter Plume. And
Dude.
he lands a nice 1-2.
This is super technical for them both only having a small amount on record kickboxing experience.
Yeah, Sar's mostly been a
Nice right
mixed
hand.
martial artist. He does
Oh,
have
nice right hand to the body that doubled him over there.
ref letting him work against the cage here, which is interesting.
I feel like they've been doing that a little bit in the kickboxing matches tonight.
There's the separation. Definitely let it go a little longer than they typically do there in
Ooh, nice.
kickboxing up against the cage.
Good jab there.
Nice
by
kick there low.
Hunter. He's doing a good job striking to the body
Yeah.
with the hands. I think that opens up so much. That was a great lead hook from Czar there.
Both guys definitely have thrown some things that the other guys aren't really sure how to answer yet. But
Nice jabs. Shoot, if you asked me to score this, I have no idea.
heavy kicks there from Hunter. Yeah, it's been
It's
it's been a back and forth.
50-50.
Yeah. They don't hand them out often, but
Golly.
10-10.
Yeah, I mean,
Really.
nobody controlled it more than the other.
That's about as close as around as you can get. I wouldn't want to score it.
No, I'm not a judge. No way. And they're both not from here.
Yeah.
So, I
And
mean,
it's one of those
been
things where
draw
it's-
around, I'm going to have to say.
With the judges, you tend to see a lot of preference because even though they have set policies they have to abide by, you could still favor one thing over the other.
Yeah. Pressure versus accuracy
Yeah.
versus ring control.
Right. So it's just one of those things where, if the judge saw something he liked more than the other guy, he's probably going to lean that way. But that's why they say don't leave it in their hands.
100%.
Sar not taking the stool there in
I
between
never
rounds.
do. I don't like it.
I
don't like the stool.
I didn't until my last fight. I got rocked pretty good the first round. And
Okay,
I
I feel like
hit
that's an exception.
I hit that stool and I was like, man, this
That's
is
an
nice.
exception. Like, if all things go as to plan, I don't want to sit down. Now, if I'm
No.
looking at like an 8 round,
Yeah.
10 round, okay, fine. But 3 rounds, I'm going to stand. That's how I do it in training, so
Yep.
why change it?
Kind of feel like it's a mind game thing too. Like, oh man, that guy's standing up, I'm sitting.
Let's see who has
Oh.
urgency here going into the second round.
Both landed successfully so far. This one's great matchmaking. We might actually see the judges on this one.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad.
No, me either. It's very
We
technical.
haven't had to
Fun.
use them at all tonight,
Fun
so
back
let's
and
give them
forth.
something to do. Oh, nice. He just caught him on the way in.
Yeah, that was a beautiful counter on the,
The
way
right
in. And
hand.
he catches the knee.
Oh, just barely missed those 2 shots there by Czar.
Unfortunately, I don't think you're allowed to sweep in amateur kickboxing.
Okay.
So that's why Czar didn't go for the sweep there.
Man, it's still back and
I
forth.
was just saying, it's
What
such
the-
nice
Oh,
exchanges.
nice uppercuts. Nice uppercuts, though.
Sar landed pretty good in that exchange.
And he's bringing the
it's-
pressure a little bit more in this
Hunter's
one.
right back in his face. It's such a good technical fight.
Every time someone lands, the other one lands another shot. Oh, nice. Another right hand sniping through.
Oh, good body kick there from Sar. I wish Hunter would have committed to that leg kick off that jab. There's another jab there landed there from Sar.
man.
Or against Sar, I'm sorry.
I feel like Hunter is starting to land a little bit more, though.
Yeah,
I'm
he's-
not going to lie, especially towards the end of this
I
round.
feel like he's throwing more
Yep,
than
yep.
Sar is. He's keeping Sar not able to answer.
He wants those big shots, though. He's kind of
Czar
winging them
went-
a little bit.
Sar went to the body on that
Oh.
one. I feel like it hurt him.
About 20 seconds to finish off this round. Let's see if anything turned the tides. I'm kind of leaning toward that being a Hunter Plume round. so far.
You could still only say slightly.
Slightly, yeah, still slightly.
Volume for both guys has been there.
The only reason why I would give it to Hunter is just I do feel like he landed a little bit more clean shots, like more clean shots than Czar did.
Yeah, but halfway through that round there, he was all volume.
Yeah.
Czar was kind of on his back foot.
Still anybody's fight.
I think this is
Easily
the first
anybody's
time tonight we've seen the third round rig card. I don't think we've seen it yet.
Round three. For the first time tonight
We're close to the judges.
7
They're
matches.
salivating over here. I see them drooling all over their school cards. They're like,
Pens
let's turn
are
them
going
in.
crazy over here.
Czar's still not sitting.
Still standing. Yep. And I'll tell you what, Hunter's sucking some air over there.
He is.
Breathing big.
Seconds out. And we are kicking off our third round of the evening. Czar already up to scratch. Takes the center of the ring. Oh, nice right straight down the pipe there. Hunter answers back with a teep kick up the middle.
Oh, nice
Oh,
combo.
nice
That was
combination there
like
from Hunter Plume.
5-strike combo right there.
And Hunter looks like he's getting comfortable in there.
Yeah, he's getting really good at that in and out. He'll be
There's
in, throw a punch, get out of the way, but hey, he's catching a few here.
Yeah,
Headgear about to come off.
You could hear
There you go.
Czar's corner really getting onto him. I think they can see that Hunter's starting to pull away a little bit.
Yep. Good.
Czar's definitely got to get busy.
Yep. Ow. Hey, if he keeps working in the body, I feel like that body's open there. Yes, nice knee. That would hurt. Oh, that would hurt. So much for the judges, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And he's hurt.
I don't know if he's getting up from that one. That was a knee right
That
to
was
the
a
solar
nice
plex, man.
combination.
Those are not fun. We're on 8.
He's up at 8.
9.
Here we go. Is he going to continue?
But how much energy does this take from him?
Here
This
we
could be
go.
a turn of the tide.
It could.
We could have a draw.
In a round he was winning.
Oh,
Czar
no.
comes back, pouring it on.
Oh,
Let's see if he puts
boy.
it away or if we actually get to the judges here. We've got 40 seconds.
Oh, no.
The
Nuts.
ref's going to wave it off.
Is it? Oh,
Star Parish.
I thought that was a low blow. I missed it.
Yeah, he
It's
stopped
over?
into the body.
Okay.
Parish, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Doctor's being called in to check on.
Never mind. We still have all finishes here tonight at New Line Cagefighting. After 8, we're going to take a little intermission here after this fight. Wow. Let me ask. I'll go back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners up here. Sorry. We're fighting very competitive. They're just walk straight back and yeah, it's really you're able to come back and there. So you're able to fight a little bit. starting in May. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Starcher.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now be doing a brief We will now go to a brief intermission.
And coming to the ring now is Sheldon Starcher, brother of Preston Starcher, who we saw earlier tonight. Like we said earlier, Colin, both of these guys are ever improving every time they get in there. We see something that they stepped up or something new. These guys are always looking to bring something new to the cage, and that's what I like about the Starcher brothers.
I tell you what, I was super impressed with the knockout that Sheldon was able to get of Sam Kinker. Sam is a notoriously tough out. That dude eats hard shots, and Sheldon put him away early, one-shot KO.
Yeah. When Sheldon's hands are on, they're on.
He has very good rhythm, footwork in and out.
Both of the Starcher brothers have extremely nice striking. And I anticipate we're going to see a striking battle here.
I believe we will. I think Ethan's obviously got some jiu-jitsu, but I think we're going to see this unfold on the feet.
I think
I'm interested to see who
guys are most comfortable. I mean, obviously, like you said, Ethan's got some jiu-jitsu, but I mean, the man went to a draw against Roman Belchure kickboxing,
yes. And knocked Roman down in one of the rounds.
That's his bread and butter.
Yeah. And he's coming out to the West Virginia anthem, even though I think it's actually about Western Virginia, but we'll take it.
Their rankings, new line rankings that we had all weight classes.
And we see him similarly relaxed to his brother in the corner.
Yep. Sheldon is currently ranked number 8 in featherweight rankings. And he's going to be taking on number 6, Ethan Baker, Lexington native out of Reaction today. And he's going to get a big pop when he hits that cage. I mean,
the crowd loves Ethan Baker.
When he was in Boyd County in March, I mean, they showed up in force.
Yeah,
man.
like half of the crowd there was from Lexington.
Most of the crowd. Oh my goodness. They were roaring at that fight.
Deep.
Especially when it didn't necessarily go the way we wanted it to go. It was a loud roar.
But I was impressed by Ethan in that fight as well, though. He showed very good takedown defense and good guard work on the bottom. This will be an interesting fight to see unfold because I suspect, I mean, obviously, Beck, you might have trained more with him. Is Ethan primarily, I mean, I've seen him mostly unfold as a striker.
I'll tell you what, Reaction guys, they are all well-rounded. They can do everything.
Especially with a skilled black belt like Rob running things, I assume that he's...
But Ethan primarily, yes, he's a striker.
So that'll be an interesting fight to watch.
Kicks, he can box.
I'm wondering if Ethan's going to be a little bit longer than Sheldon, which is uncommon for Sheldon.
They look pretty similar. I was thinking that myself. Like, Sheldon typically enjoys that range, that length. I think Ethan's going to be able to match him. And so that's going to make for an interesting dynamic that Sheldon's going to have.
Because sometimes your advantage, the same advantage you have over someone can become your weakness. If you're always taller, you fight a taller person, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, my usual tricks don't work. So I wonder if that's the situation we might see here.
Yeah, I'm happy when I see that happen to you tall people. You like to jab me from a mile away.
You got it. Take advantage. Wow. Mixed reactions from the crowd today.
There's some loud boos over here, but that whole other side of the cage is on their feet and loud.
Yeah.
And here we go. And I anticipate this one to be fun while it lasts.
And it looks like I was wrong. It looks like they're about the same height and reach.
Nice.
I would say Ethan may enjoy about a ½ inch to an inch reach, maybe.
He fights a little bit less upright, though, so you can't. It's hard to kind of gauge it.
Nice oblique kick from Sheldon there. Nice Superman
Oh,
punch.
stunned him a
I
little
think he
bit.
got Ethan with that.
Yeah,
one.
I did.
Oh, he caught the kick up top there.
Nice.
The sweep from Sheldon. He winds up in side control.
He needs to be heavy. If I were him, I'd look for head and
Oh,
arm.
wow.
He's,
Is he gonna
he is wrapped up in it. It's a Yoko Senkaku, but the arm lock is there.
Let's go. Ethan Baker takes that submission. Wow. Let's go.
gonna admit, not the way at all that I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, that's that Liam McGeary side, that triangle from bottom side control. It's almost like a variant of Yoko Senkaku, and then it's typically finished with that arm lock, either as a straight arm lock or an Americana.
Finally got the Japanese jiu-jitsu name.
We got one. We got a little Yoko Senkaku action. And that's what I could see him throwing the legs up, and that's what I saw Sheldon. I would prefer to see trying to keep shoulders as flat to the mat as possible. And some sass from Ethan Baker. He earned it. He earned it tonight.
Nothing less.
And that was a very interesting fight because we saw Sheldon have some success. I mean, obviously there wasn't much that happened, right? But he landed a good Superman punch. He threw that oblique kick, and then he faked the oblique kick. It was how he set up the Superman punch. That was a beautiful setup. It landed cleanly, and then he caught the kick and had a very nice takedown directly in the side control. Like, it was very smooth stuff. Just a little bit more awareness on the ground, and he's still learning.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what we said about Preston earlier too. You know, like you could tell the ground game's starting to get there. It's just getting the pieces completely moving and lock it down to perfect this.
And I'm going to be making my way back there for my boy Griffin Lee and Bruno coming up in the next fight after this one.
Alrighty. And this is going to bring us to our grudge match of the evening.
Oh
Man, is there some heat on this one?
I've been excited for this fight right here.
This one's been brewing since back in March. Austin had spoke with Keith and Eric Mon about potentially calling out Haynes if he had beat Preston. And I guess Haynes had caught word of it. And Haynes likes to create some social media posts and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a great hype man on social media, you know. And so in proper Haynes fashion, he calls out Austin for not going through with what he thought he was going to. And kind of put some heat on this match. They've had some back and forth words on social media, some posts going back and forth with one another.
I'll tell you what,
It's gonna be.
I know Austin had a little bit of troubles with the weight cut.
He did.
Yeah, so I wonder if that will play an effect in his game tonight.
I'm going to say yes and no. And the reason I'm going to say that is, a tough weight cut takes it out of everybody. no matter what, if you've had a tough cut, you're going to feel like garbage. But Austin took that tough cut and turned it into confidence within himself. And I've noticed that in switching up gym to go at the Tartar MMA.
Yeah.
Austin's found this newfound confidence in himself. But you love to see that in fighters that have kind of teetered back and forth, winning and losses. It seems like he's finally starting to put it together, and I think we'll see that tonight against this man, Haynes Lalonde. Haynes came out in his last fight against Ethan Baker, who we just saw fight. And he put it on Ethan for 3 rounds. Ethan was able to control himself on the ground and keep the damage minimalized. But Haynes was able to take him down and pretty much handle him on the ground. So coming into this, it's kind of a stylistic matchup. The grappler versus the striker. Haynes is coming in ranked at number 4 in the featherweight division.
Okay.
We've got Austin ranked at number 7. And here you can see him.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Do we need to have some security up here? They might fight. Where's the ref? Where's the ref?
Where's the commission? Where's the commission? These guys are in the middle of the ring. There's no commissioner.
Somebody
no
get
ref.
up in there.
What are we doing? Wow.
That was dangerous.
And they're letting it go right here.
Okay. Well, we're going to get I think, finish number 10.
This right
Calling
here.
it.
Look,
Oh, man, they do not like each other, man. That's self-control, though. I couldn't do it. Oh, they're talking. They're talking.
Here we go. Here we go.
Keep your phone out the whole time. Nobody blink. This is going to be very fiery. The controversial, perfect name for him.
Awesome. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Austin right across the cage. Quickly, Haynes circling out of the way there, anticipating maybe a flying attack. Nice jab, met with a left hook from Austin. Haynes just kind of hanging in there, seeing what's coming forward. Austin kind of setting a frantic pace here. Austin enjoying the advantage of the stroke. Haynes with a big takedown here right in front of us. Austin got that neck locked up. Haynes is in the side control, so he's doing all right now to guard it.
Oh, nice ground and pound from Haynes on top. Can you keep him against the fence here? Oh, that was a big one.
He's going to look to take
Another
him down
takedown.
again.
That's 2 takedowns for Haynes. Very nice work.
He kind of let Austin get back up there. Let's see if he's going to be content to work on the ground here. Austin doing a good job of controlling at the moment. Kind of got that open guard. Looking to throw up the arm bar.
Okay.
Gives up his back.
Yep.
Austin,
But using the... Oh. Trying to use the cage to keep him off.
Haynes is a little high. He's working underneath that chin, though. Austin's got to be careful.
Yeah, Austin didn't have his feet up under him too well there in order to be able to get him off his back, but...
He's doing all right at the moment of keeping the defense going.
Ooh, is that
Haynes
under the
has
neck?
one hook
I don't know.
in.
Looks like
the other hook's
chin.
in. He's working underneath the neck there. Austin's doing an all right job. He's fighting the wrist, keeping him from gripping. He's got to keep a hold of that wrist and fight the hands. And there it is. Haynes has got it at the back. And he
Haynes Lalonde.
Great finish there from Haynes. And will we see the respect at the end of the fight? I don't think we will.
I'm a little nervous to get this interview. Not gonna lie. Okay. I'm gonna let you handle that one. That was a great fight. Again, 10 finishes here at New Line Cagefighting 34. Ain't nobody do it like New Line, man. But we got some bad boys and girls up in here. We got some fighters, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the controversial Hughes Milan. Hayes, there was a lot of that lesson, a lot of words, between him and CPU. He talked to his fight, and we're going to get into it. Yeah, so. And attacking psychologically before, I don't know. It works easy, came out hot. He was invisible before doing after. It's honestly too easy. I actually made him to take him. He wasn't even going to take the fight on me. But I just want to say thank you. Brandon, Coach Paul, Adam, Daniel, Chad, those guys have been ready for this fight. I gave you a bunch of work now. And I was such a good jam. This was 66. It's 66 tonight. And also, I want to apologize for my mom because I'm extremely hungover on Mother's Day. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner. Come on!
Little chaos after the last fight. Reactions, MMA and hybrid had quite the rivalry, and there were some heated moments between people in the crowd who got it under control now. We're moving right along to our next bout of the evening. As you can see, our commentary partner, Colin Caprini, in the corner of Griffin Leono. Griffin is our former featherweight champion. Coming up in weight, his last fight out for us. And he will now be Roman Belchure at 155 in Roman Belchure's MMA debut. Now, the stats for this fight are quite intense. Griffin Leono coming to the cage, 3-2. Last month in April, where he dropped the decision. And he's beating Mr. Roman Belchure. This man has been super busy, super successful. And now you can see his team in Category 5 bringing him into the ring here. Rebecca, are you ready for this crazy stat?
Man, this is Roman Belchure.
For a second. He's a 3-sport champion. He is the NLC lightweight kickboxing champion. He's 2-1. His only draw was against Ethan Baker, who we just saw a couple fights ago. He's the current NLC 160-pound boxing champion. He's 3-0 in boxing, and he's 4-0 in total damage. He's the current Doghouse Promotion 160-pound boxing champion. And then here just recently, he picked up the NLC 175-pound grappling championship against Parish, who we just saw earlier. The man is in his 7th fight in 354 days. He has accomplished all of the things that I just told you. Wow. The sky is limit for this guy. And for his MMA debut, he has drawn quite the opponent in Griffin Leono.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta know if she knows that. I gotta hit him with it.
Say, I'll be West Virginia.
And Rebecca, this talks volumes about the kind of guy that Roman Belchure is, to step in on your MMA debut and take on a guy like Griffin Leono.
Good.
And
Oh, no.
a slip there
Good
from
save.
Roman, and he switches it. Oh! And Leono right back over into the top. And it looks like it might be tight. Roman's
Oh, man.
in a
Can't
rough
really
spot
see
here.
what's happening. I think he's okay.
I can't see quite
think
where the
he's-
hands of Leono are. Roman looks like he's trying to fight a Darce on the bottom.
Yeah. What? Oh, gosh, what is going on?
Look at this! Roman's hitting the Darce from the bottom. What a
Oh,
reversal,
my
and he's got him on
goodness.
top.
Come on, Roman. Pull.
What a
Oh,
reversal
wow, he gets
from
it.
Roman Belchure.
Dude. No way.
Griffin is trying to fight it. He looks like he's all right now. He's trying to snake that right hand back underneath to protect himself. Griffin's not got the grip on the bicep there. He's got to be careful not to burn his arms out.
Yep.
Griffin's got his hands clasped now, and now Roman looks like he might be repositioning. Griffin looking for the reposition there with the legs.
Oh, man.
And
That's
there it
in
is,
there.
Roman.
It's in there.
Roman flips him back over. This is a heavy position for Leon Bruno to be in for this long. And Roman is searching for that
But
Darce
also
choke.
for Roman. He
And-
was squeezing
yeah.
for a minute there.
Yeah.
What does this do?
And now Leon Bruno rolls to his back. Roman is looking to sneak in the RNC here. He looks a little high. He's got that other hook in, though. If Griffin stays compact here, he's going to be all right. But he's got to be careful. Roman is proven already to be dangerous on the ground.
Yeah, Roman seems more than comfortable here from the get.
I mean, coming into your MMA debut, I mean, Roman is just putting it all together. He slipped there on that first kick, but he's perfectly comfortable on the ground where he's at. And you can tell, here's Griffin is grabbing the back of Roman's head, trying to kind of shake him off there.
But way to maintain where he's at.
Roman's got both hooks in still.
We got about 30 seconds. He doesn't really have a lot of time to work here. So he's doing the smart thing of landing strikes.
Yeah.
That's a good way to just confirm that, dominancy there.
Right. Maintaining the dominant position and riding out the round. I mean, as long as nothing crazy happens within the next 20 seconds, Roman's going to definitely secure that first round.
Oh, yeah.
10 seconds out.
Yeah, what I'll be excited to see the next round is that submission for so long from Roman Belchure plays into that. Does it slow him down? Does it not? I don't know if he grapples like this all the time. Maybe that's not something that will...
Where he didn't have the bicep in, it makes me wonder how deep the squeeze was. He might have been conserving energy.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
But
I feel like a vet like that, though, with a grappling background, you kind of know. You know how to pace yourself when it comes to that.
Definitely. And I'm sure, facing a guy like Leono, who is known as a heavy grappler, Roman was probably expecting that.
Yeah.
So. Both guys look to be taking some deep breaths after that first round. Definitely high intensity. Seconds out. We are moving on to round 2.
Both look ready to go. Nice straight right. Oh, wow. He just did a straight right hand right into a rear uppercut. That was so smooth. Oh, these shots are so clean. His striking is phenomenal, dude.
Griffin locking him up here, making him clinch.
Probably smart. Those punches were very clean and very quick.
Roman's striking is just so slick.
You give Roman long enough to find his range, you're in trouble.
I'm impressed with his ability to just handle Griffin in the grappling the way that he is. I mean, such a heavy grappler like Griffin Leono, and Roman's in there making it look easy right now.
Might be going for a takedown here. Let's see if he can do something with it.
Looking to lock up a Kimura, but he's going to have a hard time, especially where he's at now, and he abandons it. Roman on the back.
I'll tell you what, with somebody like Roman Belchure, I know, being a crowd favorite doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the judging, but you're going to have to really do something to beat this guy. You're really going to have to make a statement. And if you let him hang on you for the rest of this round, you got to finish him for that final.
Absolutely.
So,
Oh, he might be under the neck here. He's under the neck. He's under the neck. Leono doing a good job of controlling the hands at the moment to keep him from locking it in. And there it is. Roman Belchure switching back and forth. I think he's got him. Leono still fighting the hands, doing a good job. Drops down, kind of drops.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Kind of dropped Roman on his head, but yeah, Roman recovering right back on his back. This kid is just so
still
impressive.
Hanging on him, man. Wow. Like, it kind of goes back to what I said earlier. Sometimes your biggest advantage over people can become your weakness. So if you're grappling focus and you get in there with another one, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
I'm being equaled here. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. What now? But it's also good for growth.
Absolutely.
Good for growth. You're like, hey,
absolutely.
okay, maybe I need to work on a couple other things.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, nice escape there.
He did that all with wrist control.
Nice. 30 seconds to go, so he doesn't have a lot of time to work, but it was better than...
Wow.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Are we going to get to our feet in the scramble? Okay. Oh, the knee. Try the knee. Oh man, if I was him, I'd probably grab back on.
Yeah, I thought he was going to catch him there. That was super close with that knee.
We got 10 seconds
10
left.
seconds.
I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Roman Belchure for that round.
Absolutely.
So
I've got
two
Roman
for him.
2-0.
Yeah.
Leono's got to finish him, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
We might use the judges.
I was going to say I'm not a judge, but
Yeah.
we might get there.
I was talking to the Kentucky State Athletic Commissioner over here, and I said, "I'm sorry, but we're not giving your judges much work today." He said, "Yeah, it usually doesn't happen very often." I'll tell you what. I'm just kind of looking here at the two fighters. I think Griffin's kind of puffing some air after that one. He's taking some big breaths.
I didn't happen to catch his last fight but based on what I've seen of him personally, this is definitely the deepest waters he's been in against an opponent.
Yeah. But again, Roman Belchure. I mean, the stats.
Dude's a prodigy.
The stats, man. That guy's going far. Do you know his age?
23. Is he younger than that?
I was just jealous.
I think he's 23.
Wow.
Yeah, he's young.
But we're going to see him at the top of any of these sports that he wants. You know, if he wants boxing, fine. If he wants kickboxing, MMA, I think he's going to go far in all of those.
We're starting to see, because 20, maybe 30 years ago, you had just specialists like, hey, I do kung fu. Hey, I do karate. Hey, I'm a boxer. Then you got a guy like Roman Belchure who's, hey, I've got titles in all three of these sports.
Yep. I'd like to see it maybe stand a little striking here.
I would as well.
Nice combinations. Man, I heard that head kick.
I was going to say, Roman is just kind of piecing him up here. I can't see Griffin wanting to keep it this way.
No, I don't either. Oh, that's
Griffin went for the head kick, turn it into the spinning back fist. Griffin Leon Bruno with a, it looked like a school headlock takedown there.
But Roman Belchure's still coming through with strikes. He just always working, man.
Ends up on his back.
Punching from his back.
Somehow Roman Belchure ends up in these bad positions and then just turns him around quickly.
Wow, man. He's just dominating
by this guy every time he comes out.
Oh, watch for
like
the
I said,
head.
you've got a guy in front of you like Griffin Leon Bruno, and Roman Belchure's out here making it look like Griffin's never fought.
Wow. And here comes some more heavy ground and pound from Roman Belchure.
Roman is heavy.
Wow, he's trying to get it done, man. He wants to finish this thing. He can be the first one to use the judges. Come on, Roman. Ref moving in a little bit.
Some unanswered shots.
Oh, man. He's trying to get out. He is trying, but there we go. Roman Belchure does it again. Let's go, Roman. Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee calls out to this contest. 32 seconds to round. For your winner, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the winner, Line. Oh, I gotta hit you with this step. It's a right here in the commentary. So this was the seventh victory in 354 days. Within a year's time, you have racked up 4 titles, 3 different sports. You have just won in a 4th sport
put it all together and start to show your issue. What's making to proceed your issue. We all have four seats in here. That's the debut. I can only imagine that stress. Go ahead and call your shot. One flying color. You heard it.
I'm so excited. We have a boxing match. Woohoo! Our next match, everybody, pro cruiserweight boxing. That is set at 195 pounds, if you did not know. This is a 4-round boxing match. 3 minutes against Matthew Jones versus Jeffrey. I'm going to butcher this.
I think it's Mysek.
Mysek. All right. For his pro debut.
The commission's mad at me because I stand up when I'm coaching sometimes.
Yeah, I've gotten that a few times. Ma'am, you need to sit down.
I still had like one foot on the chair and I was doing this number. So I was like, I'm kind of still sitting.
I'm kind of sitting.
And this will be interesting. This will be a debut from Jeffrey Mysek. And he's facing Matthew Jones, not the referee, Matt Jones. Matthew Jones, the boxer.
Jones, get your gains. Get your gains. If y'all don't know, get your gains. Follow him on Facebook. His name on Facebook is Matt. Get your gains.
And I was impressed by Matthew Jones's debut with Malik Green that we saw. I believe that was in this arena sometime last year. Malik was a tough out, and it was a very close fight, but it was a good fight. It would be interesting to see what Jeffrey can bring to the table. And I believe Matthew Jones is a hometown guy, right? If I'm not mistaken.
He is. He's from Lexington. He is a Lexington native. I haven't got to see him fight before, but I run in the same circles as him. So I'm excited to watch him and call his fight in person. And it's boxing. That's my home. That's my cup of tea. So I'm extra excited about that.
I don't know if it's been.
I know what I'm talking about now.
Demon Monsoon here, but Jeffrey is a veteran of street beefs. That's where he started.
Oh, I did not know that.
So
Okay.
he's got quite a few background fights. So I mean, he's not
Those are
coming
the
in
ones
here.
you gotta watch out.
He's
Those
not
are the ones
coming
you
in
gotta
here
watch out for,
ill-experienced.
man, because they're tough,
I
dude.
was gonna say, I've seen him fight. That dude can take a hell of a shot.
And that's one thing I always noticed fighting is once you get to a certain level of skill, it's much easier to fight other skilled fighters than it is to fight people that are just kind of wild.
Way easier. I would rather fight someone experienced than someone who's like, oh, hey, I'm a 2, 3, 4 fight.
Yeah, somebody who's going to bring a lot of chaos and throw hard shots from wild angles.
Yeah, weird stuff, weird angles, weird power they don't even know how to control yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. He does not look his age. I will tell you that.
No, I agree.
I think is he 42?
I think so. Yeah.
Coming in looking like Yoel Romero.
Yeah.
I almost said I hope I look like that when I'm 42, but I hope I look like that somewhere in 32.
You're not 32, Colin?
I'm 32 now.
Man.
For the next
I feel
month.
old.
I feel old.
I thought you were older than me.
I've got more arthritis than you. So
I'm just
older
going to
than
be
that.
quiet because everyone gets offended whenever people start bringing up ages because I'm young.
I wouldn't ask you. You're a woman.
You've got it all in front of you, yeah.
That's asking for trouble. I don't want to fight for that, Robinson.
I don't have any of the... See, but when you're around female fighters long enough, like I've been, you just say, oh, you're like a 115 or something like that. You just say that weight and their age.
Yeah,
How old
just
are you?
start
Yeah,
low.
like,
Right, yeah.
I find combat sports is the only time women don't get offended about their weight.
Weight. Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I try to hang out around
The
combat
one
sports where I
time.
can be less offensive.
And they're off. So we're boxing. So we're battle of the jabs. Whoever starts off with that jab, finding their range, that's what you want to do in that first little exchange. Just kind of start scoring your points.
Jeff, I will say
Oh,
this.
wow.
He's kind of a slow starter, but he will eat one to give one. I promise he will give it back.
We saw that he actually landed a couple kind of wild loopy things in those exchanges there.
Yeah.
And his defense is not bad.
Yeah, he doesn't care to eat one. Another fact that a lot of people don't know about Jeff is I don't know if you can see his socks there, but he's got the autistic puzzle pieces. Jeff is actually autistic, and he fights letting everybody know that even though you're autistic, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that's something he was talking about all fight week. This is a dream opportunity for him. Being like a professional boxer is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of time and work and dedication to get here.
Yep, and I'll be honest, Jeff's put that time in, man. I mean, it may not be in the eyes of everybody else, as an amateur career, he didn't get in the ring and box, but I mean, even to continue to box in backyards and in the underground scene.
That's a big right hand landed by Matthew Jones. But yeah, and I'll tell you something, man. I've seen some of the Street Beefs fights, and I've seen a lot of the first few amateur fights, especially in West Virginia, and some of the, it's not much different.
No, it really isn't.
Some people get very high horse about their illustrious amateur career at Tough Man. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, under a sanctioned rule set, you would have to give it a little bit more stature than a backyard fight, but a fight's a fight.
Yeah, and we see that here. He's hanging in there. He's standing tough. He's eating some hard shots already.
But Matthew Gaines-Jones, he's just really crisp on these techniques, man. He's just out scoring. And, in boxing kind of comes down to, hey, who lands more, who's aggressive, who's not getting hit. And I think Gaines is getting that done for this first round so far. We still got about a minute. But he's got nice volume. Nice, sneaky little check lead hooks. Those are nice.
Yep.
He's working the body. He's not getting too aggressive, but he's landing those consistent punches.
If I'm honest, I think I would like to see Jones keep with that technical ability there. Because
why not?
Because Jeff Meister.
That's a nice 2-2
Oh, yeah.
Jeff
He picks it up a little bit.
He likes the wild brawl.
He's kind of letting Jeff into the fight when he initiates those exchanges, but he needs that to win the round, I
Jeff
think.
likes to just put his head down and swing, man, and he will.
But
he'll exchange with you in those brawls.
I like the idea of him throwing that little flurry there. I feel like that really seals the round for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you show a little aggressive toward the end of the round, I think it just stamps your name on it. He did a good job of that.
He landed
Nice combos. Hitting angles in between.
Yep.
He's looking really good in there. Now, I do hate to break it to you with boxing. There's not as many finishes, so we might ruin our streak. We might go to the cards for the first time tonight, but who knows?
One thing I will say is we are seeing a more offensive version of Matthew Jones than we saw him. He defensive heavy strategy in the first couple rounds with Malik Green when he fought him, but I would say that's a pretty clear 10-9 for Matthew Jones. I think he won it with that flurry. But when he made those ugly exchanges is also when Jeffrey was landing the most meaningful shots that he was able to land.
And
so
that's
an interesting dynamic.
That's also the experience, like you said, with the backyard brawl. I mean, those guys are really good at throwing weird stuff and sneaky shots, the quick little, hey, we're scrapping. So he was definitely able to land some stuff in there.
And that's one of those places when you're fighting an experienced fighter, they're going to cover up, circle out, move, and try to reset. Jeff is like, I'm going to stay right here. Let's keep this chaos going.
Swing with you.
I'll swing a couple in here.
Yeah.
He relishes in those opportunities, and like I said, I feel like Jones, not that he's going to get caught in the exchange or what
Right.
have you, but
But if he was going to get caught,
technicality-
that would be the play.
The technicality is going to favor him more than getting into a wild brawl.
I haven't seen him before. I don't know what his cardio is like. He started very nice volume, get you gains the last round. So I wonder if he's able to maintain that here in round 2.
I did see him take some deep breaths, but I think maybe just normal focused breathing. Jeffrey, to his credit, doesn't look tired at all either.
No, not really. I like. Oh wow, that was a nice little flurry from Get You Gains, like 3, 4, 5, 6 hooks there to the head.
Kind of a weird separation there from the ref, I
I
thought.
think I'd like to see Jeffrey maybe throw a little more jabs just to start off, just to get in the range. Like he's struggling to get in range a little
It's
bit.
like he's kind of waiting on Jones
Yeah,
to get the range in, and then he's just uncorking in the pocket.
He's just waiting a little bit too long. So if he threw some flurries up the middle on Gaines, I think it would put him more defensive, and then he'd have to kind of sit back and slow his punches because he'd be worrying about defense.
Absolutely.
And we see Mysek using that kind of like almost like an overhand,
Nice
but throwing
duck,
it
though. He
behind.
ducked right under that.
Yeah, that's getting him into that body lock and out of danger.
Oh, nice little double jab. Get your Gains. Jab landed, but the other two missed. Working the body, both of them. Shots over top from Jeffrey. I keep butchering his name. How do you say his last name?
I believe it's Mysek.
Mysek. Okay. But he's still coming forward, though. He's tough. He's not giving up, man.
Still coming.
He's still there.
Yeah, he's tough as nails.
And to be honest, it seems like Matthew Jones is maybe getting a tad frustrated with it.
Yeah.
This is not the kind of fight that he wants, even though he's winning it.
Oh, but he's getting caught a little more this round.
Yes.
All right, little flurry from Matthew
All
Jones.
over him.
He's saying, I can fight in tight flurries too.
Yeah, Mysek ties him up, does a good job of keeping the damage at a minimum.
His jabs are just so consistent, man, and that's what I'd like to see a little bit more from Jeffrey, but I applaud Gaines for just sticking on it. Boom, boom, boom.
And Mysek's like walking, he never stops moving forward, and he's finding himself inside of a lot of the punches.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think Jones is having a hard time adjusting to that. Oh, that
Nice
was
jab
nice
from
jab.
Jones. That was stiff.
I like how he jab, lead hook, cross. That's kind of sticking him. He uses the jab to get his attention. Same with the lead hook, and then that cross is just wide open.
Mysek landed a nice right hand in there.
A little nice exchange there.
Headbutt.
Both guys
We
kinda
got some
getting-
blood. It looks like a headbutt.
Yeah.
I can't tell who's bleeding, but I
I think it's
think
Jeff.
it's blue corner. Yeah. But pro
Jeff's
boxing,
bleeding
so they'll probably let him go, clean him up after the round. Well, wait, who? I can't tell who's bleeding.
Actually,
Are they
I
both
take that
cut?
back.
Are they both cut, or?
It appears to be a cut under the eye of Matthew Jones that I see. I don't know if
Okay.
the blood on Jeff.
I don't know, though.
Now,
I think
thought Jeff was bleeding
off
from
of
the
his forehead.
I think maybe they cut
They
each
are
other. I
both,
think
yeah.
they both
They
got.
both
I think we might
Well,
flash bottom of the orbital with the forehead.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah, but Gaines' technique's still fine. The cut hasn't done anything. Nice body work there. And a lead hook to the body. We're going to the next round. What do you guys score?
I would say again 10-9 for
Okay.
Matthew Jones, but it's a close round. I mean, he did
It was
eat some
closer.
shots, but I think he landed
Yeah.
the more hard shots. But Jeff is certainly landing his work.
Yeah.
So it looks like they are both cut.
Yep. Jones
They
underneath
did
the eye
clash
there.
heads.
Yep.
I mean, it's professional boxing. You'll have that.
Yeah, and
Jeff
especially with
cut
that
on the
kind of
forehead
forward
there.
pressure style that Mysek has, you're going to get head clashes. It just happens. Actually, Czar Parish usually we get some head clashes whenever he boxes. I mean, it didn't. We didn't see that so much tonight. I'm a big fan of that style of boxing as a jiu-jitsu guy who got into boxing later. I have kind of
The close range hand fighting,
Yeah.
like
I have a very Sean Strickland,
Wing
George
Chun.
Foreman kind of like
Yeah.
forward defensive pressure and
Yeah,
just try
yeah,
to
yeah.
get in and make the fight dirty. Try to
I'm
make
the
people
opposite.
tired and land
I'm the
jabs.
opposite. I'm like, try to hit me.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
just
look
gonna jab your
athletic. You
face
move
off.
around.
Yeah.
I got giant
just float
flat feet and
around,
bad
you
knees.
know?
I try to plod forward and not get hurt.
We're going into the third third round. We got one more after this, so 4-round. 4-round match. Get your Gains coming out strong. Back off that jab. Working pretty basic combinations, but I'll tell you, once you get the basics down to boxing, it's whoever performs the basics better, and that's Get Your Gains right now. Matthew Jones.
I'm very impressed by the performance of Jeffrey Meisick, though. He's keeping this as a close fight. I mean, it's competitive.
He's still in there.
Narrowly losing, but he's in there.
He's in there, man. You
And
hit
with a
him
guy
and he's
as
right
good as
back.
Matthew Jones, I mean, to make it into the third round and be having a competitive fight is impressive.
He's doing well with that duck under. He'll duck under the punch and then be able to return some of his own there.
And there he did it again. That overhand, it's not landing super clean, but it's landing.
Yep. Sometimes all you need to do is move their head, right? You hit them with a punch. It doesn't always have to be hard. Yeah, you move their head back. Oh, they're going to be blinded for the next shot, or they're going to be, having to reset before they can throw. So, I mean.
Now, if you're in Meisick's corner, are you telling him to kind of target that eye?
I would be, yeah.
Because it's bleeding more than Jeff's forehead.
And to be fair, it is also like, right, that is the shot that Jeff has been landing occasionally is the overhand right? And that is exactly the target for it.
Right.
Target it, but he's got to set it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, set it up, and then, that's.
Yeah, I feel like Jeff could just use putting out some more volume, and I feel like it would be a little bit different.
It would.
Of a fight
because I feel like it would put Matthew Jones kind of more on the back foot. He would think a little bit more. He'd probably run into a few more shots.
Yep.
But nice body. Sit like in boxing, like I said, not all punches are hard, but you're scoring points and you're staying active. These little jabs to the body. I'll tell you what, jabs to the body, set up that right hand right there to the top, just like he pulled it, as I was about to say. Now if he brings a lead hook after that, he'll be good. Nice.
That was a nice combo.
I think he can hear me talking because every time I say something, he goes and does it.
The boxers all think alike.
Maybe. Hey, I'll tell you what. Get your gains if you can hear me through the I don't know, boxer telepathy. Double up that right hand, man. You might have some play there. Yeah, he is bleeding a considerable amount. I mean, and
it's much
it's
worse
from punches.
Than Jeff's forehead.
Yep. Dude, Jeff's coming back, man. He comes back at the end of the round. He comes in strong.
I'm saying this dude is hell tough.
And you can tell that he's putting the rounds in the gym if he's hanging this tight in the
third. And it's 3-minute rounds.
With a professional boxer.
His record's deceiving because, I mean, I honestly can't tell you how many street beefs fight he has. I met him back in 2001.
Oh, wow.
He boxed on one of the first NLC boxing cards, actually. I don't remember who he fought, but that was the first time I met him, and he kind of explained his story, and I just followed him afterwards, and he just, after that fight, he kept going back and doing more street beef. So the guy's got experience. It's just not as toned up as, somebody like a Matt Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to him, though. He's hanging in there. He's making it a tough fight.
Absolutely.
Matt Jones is going to go home and look ugly, for a few days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And not 1 ounce of quit in Jeff every time he's getting tagged with hard shots. Jones is trying to get him out of there.
And like I said, he's finishing the round strong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every round, he kind of gets a little pep in his step towards the end, and he's still marching him down.
I just feel like he's one of those guys that the more gritty you make it, the better he's going to shine.
Yeah.
He definitely seems like that grungy, like, let's fight wherever you want to go, man. I'm going to bring it no matter what.
And I think we saw in that fight with Malik Green and Matthew Jones last year, it was kind of the opposite. Malik wanted to stay on the outside and make a long fight, and Matthew Jones was just kind of walking him down with defensive pressure and letting Malik kind of get tired and throw a lot of hard shots into his gloves and then take over later in the rounds. And now they're just kind of meeting in the center.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Jeff's almost inviting the exchanges.
Good show sportsmanship there for the last round. This is our final round. We got 3 minutes. Ooh. Coming out strong from Get Your Gains here. A little energy left to burn out, so he's kind of throwing a little harder here, it looks like.
Oh, that was a nice left hook that he
jab. That was a jab, cross, jab. I love throwing those combos because usually they think you're stopping at the cross, especially the way he's been fighting. He kind of stops at the cross. So when he adds that one more punch.
2 shots to the body there.
A nice uppercut, but he needed to follow up with something. He kind of threw it and got out, so he needs to bring that pressure a little bit more. He's trying to go for a finish at least. Nice.
Yeah, I think I think that's one of the reasons why he's shortening the combos up. He's trying to avoid getting tied up.
Yep. But yeah, it is a very awkward tie up. It's not very traditional.
Yeah, he's like
clinch
almost the
work.
same way he's throwing the overhand, but he's throwing
Yeah,
it
it's kinda
around to the
square.
body. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice right hand. That was right on the button.
That was a nice.
That was fantastic. Again, if you doubled up that right hand,
Oh, and a nice left hook.
Jeff just eats them all. He's like, all right, is that all you got?
Let's go, Matthew.
sorry, I'm trying to stir him up a little bit.
I was doing a lot
He
of that
looked
about
over here. I don't
7
know if y'all
minutes
noticed that. He glanced over here. There you go. Nice right hand. Head position. I'd like to see a better head position in there. They're just kind of tie up and then they're face to face. Here he comes again.
That's a nice
putting
overhand
putting
from
his
Jeff.
little pressure on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
Yeah.
Here he
Mysick landed a
comes.
decent
It's like
jab
the
there. Yeah.
halfway point of the round, he turns on.
I'll tell you what, he certainly earned the respect of Matthew Jones.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd say he probably earned the respect of anybody who didn't know who he was before he came in here.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him fight. This is the
Right.
first time I've gotten the opportunity to watch him
Good
fight.
body shots. Good body shots. I think that's slowing him down a lot. He has taken a lot of body shots here. Those tire you out, man. Still there. Getchigang's getting a little loopy there, but that's probably fatigue.
Yeah, we're
He
getting,
straightens up those
getting to
right
the
to
end
me.
here.
Yeah, we're getting to the end. We're getting a little loopy.
We saw Mysick actually land one nice jab, and then Matthew Jones immediately started parrying the ones that he tried to follow it up with. Oh, that was a nice jab by Jones.
See, if they had a little better head position here, you would be able to throw punches. But
Oh,
because
yeah.
where they're more standing straight up, it's all arm punches and it's all awkward. You kind of
Yep.
want to tuck your head in so you can rip those body
nice.
shots. That was
Double down.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's boxing is much different than the clinch work that you'll see in MMA, where
Yeah.
in MMA you want everything up and
Yeah,
hit the
and boxing, you want the opposite. You want good head position. You want to be smaller than your opponent.
Yeah.
You want to be able to rip through with the
And
body.
you love to see that.
Love to see it.
Great show of respect from both guys here.
Great performance turned in by both
I mean,
guys as well.
yeah, I'm not mad at it. It wasn't really too one-sided. I mean, he was in the fight the entire time.
No, I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be much more one-sided than it was.
And for the first time tonight, the judges are going to get to do their job.
Just leave it to the boxers.
This is our first of 4 total pro fights. Great performance starting in from Matthew Jones. We're moving right along.
And we've
Coming up-
got Doug Ballinger. I believe is how you pronounce his name. I apologize, Doug, if I mispronounced your name. But a very exciting performance last time. He has that kind of a traditional martial arts, a lot of like karate, taekwondo style. Very good kicking technique. I did that stuff for a while. I know it doesn't look like it, but his very crisp, sharp technique. I was very impressed, and I was impressed with his defensive acumen on the ground in his last performance too. So this will be an interesting fight.
Agreed.
Tough veteran. I mean, 14th. This will be his 15th professional fight.
Yep. Yeah, these next few MMA fights, we've got some very, very heavy veterans. I mean, lots and lots of fights.
A lot of fights in this cage coming up.
This is when it all. You thought it was good. Wait
Yeah.
till you see these next fights.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
15th professional fight after an 8-fight mandatory.
Oh no.
New line people, I think. They're just. He got here for seconds, and he's like, I don't know where my nose is. He won't call me. I have to go. I can't tell you. Maybe we'll see how it goes after the first round.
His opponent making the way to the ring at the moment is Kendall Young.
Kendall, Reaction MMA, coached by Professor Rob Nickerson, Lexington local. But I'll tell you what, I told both of you this earlier. I sparred Kendall, and let me tell you what, I've never been so frustrated in my entire life. This dude is like a fly on poop, man. He's so fast. He's in, he's out, he's hitting you 4 or 5 times, and he's right back out. Wow, this is gonna be fun to watch.
And I was impressed with Kendall's jiu-jitsu in that
Yes.
last fight that we got to see him in here too.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Reaction.
Yeah.
I respect that so much out of Rob Nickerson, making sure everybody's completely well-rounded at Reaction.
Three 5-minute rounds coming at you.
As I was saying earlier, Kendall's specialty is just in and out, being super fast. Man, he's so hard to catch. It's impossible. You try to go to shoot in, and he's 4 feet away. And he's got a nice pop. Oh, yeah.
That's a nice spinning kick from Ballinger.
And into a takedown attempt, which I thought was interesting.
And Kendall just barely out of the way of that kick.
And that's how Kendall operates, dude. He's inches, just an inch away from where you can hit him at all times. It's probably the most frustrating.
Oh,
that was a good elbow block, though. Ballinger looks like he has fun in there. He's got a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
Nice kicks here from Kendall. Young, nice exchange. Oh, and a takedown.
Nice takedown. Ballinger working. Well, he was working butterflies. Now Kendall's inside control.
Yeah, Ballinger's playing a bit of the empty half, but now he just gives it up to try to start to go to turtle and try to stand, it looks like.
Kendall stepping over. He's going to end up taking his back.
Kimura attempt. Ballinger's got a good bite on the Kimura. This is the old Sakuraba. Now he's got half guard on the far side. This is an interesting position. If he can bring that arm out from the leg,
Looks
he might
like he's
be.
locked. He had his legs locked for a second, but Kendall was able to escape it.
He does still have that Kimura trap, though, but now Kendall is using it to set up the far side armbar. This is the GSP
Here it
versus
comes.
Matt Hughes armbar.
Yeah, here it comes.
Carlos Newton special, but he's not quite able to finish it yet. But he's still there. He's still in their position.
Yeah, Ballinger tried to reverse it and get out of there, but Kendall hangs on to it, and he's hunting for it now.
Yeah, now he's reversed the Kimura position. And if he's able to get that behind the back. Ballinger does a good job getting it to his side now. He turns it back to a junior
There it is.
And we see him just going for the classic grip break.
Nice, Captain. Nice.
Beautiful jiu-jitsu sequence by both men. That was a good Kimura trap from the bottom. He wasn't quite able to keep a hold of half guard, though, and Kendall was able to step over with, like... I love good technical jiu-jitsu exchanges like that.
Yeah, that one was a fun one.
Kendall did a good job. I mean, that's the classic escape whenever somebody's holding onto a Kimura still from, you try to step over to the far side armbar.
For your winner,
And with that, we are on to our co-main event of the evening, Colin.
Peyton Hughes and Nathaniel Mitchell. And I've gotten to see Nathaniel fight a couple times. He actually boxed our Parish in Morgantown last year. Then we saw him make his professional boxing debut. And I gave a good account of himself against Chris Percival. That was a tough fight. Chris is a very, very, very skilled boxer. So
Absolutely.
That was a tough draw for your pro debut, but he looked good, honestly.
I mean, yeah, I knew.
Nice little Run This Town remix. I dig the piano of it.
Yeah, I like this. Very Alicia Keys. Oh, and Nathaniel's being cornered by the Tartarus guy, so his team must not have been able to make the trip. You see Zach Wilds in there swallowing in the corner.
And, you know, I got to say, that's something I admire about Zach and Eric. They are willing to step up and help out anybody whenever they're out here.
Zach is one of the nicest guys that I know. I mean, I got a chance to compete against him. I had never met him before the day that I competed against him. We had a good match, and then, I mean, he was always been super cool with me ever since then.
Yeah.
Zach is somebody I did not want to be stuck underneath of. I promise you that.
Oh, I guarantee it.
His top game is very secure, and he's a big fella. He's been training for a long time. I mean, he's a Butch House black belt. He's been training for a long time. I actually really like the remix of the song. I've never heard it.
I do too. Over Mitchell's right shoulder there, you can see John Sco, who fought for us in kickboxing. I actually, when I went over to Tartarus this past week to interview Austin ahead of the Haynes Lalonde fight, I got a couple rounds in, and John got in there with me, and let me tell you, that kid hits hard.
I'm excited to see what Nathaniel Mitchell does following his last fight against Cody Noble, which was boxing.
Yep.
So I believe, this is his pro debut in MMA.
Oh, yeah, I said Chris Percival. It's Cody Noble.
Cody Noble, that's okay. Yeah, Cody Noble. I trained with Cody Noble a little
Elijah and I mix those two guys up so much that now neither one of us has any idea which one is which.
Cody Noble's who he fought last.
I'm
and that
glad
was in
you should have
Catlettsburg.
just said, shut up, dummy. That's not who he
I
fought.
thought you were talking about somebody else. I thought it was like, okay, like maybe I missed something, but
No, I just forgot who
I was
he
going to
fought.
call you out.
I could
the
picture him, and I
pay-per-view.
know exactly what he looks like. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I still fumbled it.
Peyton Hughes is
I was about to start.
holy cow, man.
It's been a long time coming for his pro debut, I think.
Yeah.
He has a lot of fights. He has a lot of experience. He's been in the game a very long time, longer than I have.
His amateur record here, going through it, I didn't realize he had fought some of the guys that I had commentated for before. And let me tell you, he's fought some who's
fought
who.
a lot of
There's
people.
some good guys on this list. David Richardson, who he fought back in 2021, super heavy wrestler, very strong guy. I would be willing to bet that Peyton probably gave up some weight in that fight.
Yeah, it was 180-pound catch weight.
Yeah, Dave Richardson typically fights at 205, so he's a huge dude. Tussle Connor Jr., another guy that he beat, super impressive fighter. That guy's got quite a bit of fights under his belt. Then they come in and he's got a kickboxing KO on his record. And then his recent outing back in December, he submitted Ricky Lobato for the title here. So,
Yeah, was that for the title?
yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought somebody
It
missed
became-
weight. Oh, the title was on the. I
It
think
was a title
was on-
and Peyton missed weight. It was
Yeah.
a title and he couldn't claim the title. He won, but he couldn't claim
Right.
the title because
Yeah,
he was
that's
overweight.
what I thought.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still incorrectly on Tapology as the
Oh,
title,
is it?
but yeah.
Oh, okay.
But was Peyton
He
the
should have
title
had the
holder
ti-
before that?
Yes.
Okay, so he.
Yes. I mean,
I think he retains it. I don't know how that works. Or do they
I
strip
don't think
him
he
up?
does, but he's still number one contender. He's still like the next guy in line.
Yeah, if you don't make
Honestly,
the
I
weight,
think it's up to the promotion whether you
Is
strip
it?
him or not. I don't know if Keith stripped him or not.
I know. I don't think so.
probably is.
I don't know. Who's? Wait. Who's?
We got a
What's the
paper.
order on
Yeah,
that?
we got a paper for
Yeah,
this.
we got a whole paper.
He's
of,
gonna yell at us if
who's
we
who.
guess after he gave us a paper.
Yeah,
of
he
the
went out
champion.
of his way. Oh, this one. Here you go. You can look at it.
It is listed. Oh no, that's boxing.
Is he on there? there
It is listed
confusion?
as vacant.
Oh, is it? Okay. Vacant.
And unfortunately for him, that was right before they switched the weight class to 175.
yeah.
He was 172.
He did a great job with his weight today. Actually, his opponent did miss weight
Oh really?
today. Very small. It was like 0.6. Peyton's
Okay.
like, hey, well, I'm not going to turn out a fight 0.6 pounds. So they worked that out. But
I think he accidentally landed a punch on the ring girl as she was walking by.
I was wondering if I saw that.
Danny's tough. We've seen Danny fight for before.
Yeah.
she
at
would
least it
slap
was-
him
At least it
right
was the
before the
fighter.
match.
Here we go.
And Nathaniel is a pretty big
Oh,
fella.
wow. Oh, my gosh. Wow. What a way to start. Peyton sweeps the
Hard
legs
kick,
out from
sweeps
under him.
Is he going for the Dars?
I believe he's just looking for a
It's like
low-risk guillotine
Oh,
right
he
now. Now he
switched it over
switches
the
to a
dart.
high-risk. No, he doesn't have.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can we get a replay? 25. I need a replay. Guys, every single fight that the boxing has been a finish.
25 seconds, I believe that was. Holy cow.
And I think that was
Lee
actually.
Payton Hughes.
I'm going to talk to your winner.
I think that was actually a ninja choke finish, if I'm not mistaken, with the finish standing.
Oh, wow. That was, I'll tell you what, that was smart strategically. This guy coming from boxing,
Yeah.
not necessarily being an MMA guy. I'm not 100% sure, but that was a smart way to do it. Take him to the ground, show him some submissions. up, Peyton!
We're just gonna move up the ranks and become a good. You know, like the wolves that can't hit.
Ladies and gentlemen, get it out here, winner.
Yeah, congratulations, Peyton Hughes.
I'm interested to see. I'm going to go back and watch that because I'm interested to see if he timed a step forward as he threw that kind of a low calf kick that just swept his foot up underneath, almost like Ashiwaza style.
But I don't think Nathaniel. I think I said Nathaniel was ready for it at all because when he got sweeped, he also got turned around and exposed his backside, and Peyton just hopped right on top of that. That was a really weird thing that happened.
Yeah, you'll see that happen. It usually happens on like a seated Kauchi whenever a seated guard player against a standing guard player will catch that foot as they're taking a step and kind of pull it away from them, and you'll get that reaction where you pull them all the way around and they kind of land on their hip on the far side.
Wow, I am also excited for this next match. Last one, we're in the main event already. This is probably the quickest
There's going to be all kinds of places open to eat afterwards.
I've ever been to. Oh,
I just say, we've been debating on where we're stopping afterwards to grab a bite.
Do you need recommendations?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think we've got it figured out
Lexington
now.
native over here. I can help you out.
The Popeyes and Wingstop argument is done.
Who won?
She did.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah.
Surprised.
It doesn't matter which restaurant won, she won.
Right, yeah. That's the way it is.
I think my teammates are currently eating at the taco place down the road here. There you go.
Yeah. Nice. Which one?
Is it,
Girls?
I feel like it has bourbon in the name, maybe?
Oh, agave and rye.
Agave and rye.
Yeah, that's a good
bourbon
one.
was close.
Yeah. And I mean, I knew what you were talking about. Yeah. It's some type of alcohol.
Yeah.
Man, I kind of feel bad. I don't know. I haven't got to watch Jimmy Sandlin, man, but he looks like he's got the full package, man. He's got the look. He's a good talker. I saw him kind of doing a warm up in the cage earlier.
This will be his 20th professional fight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Total, he will have 32 fights, including his amateur career.
That's an incredible record.
That's absolutely nuts.
How many?
He will have 32 fights.
Wow.
And that's just MMA. And then there's a few boxing fights on this record as well.
He's got a pro bare knuckle bout as well, where he fought for BYB.
Hey, Q Clark's LA train alongside that guy too. Lexington local. Oh my gosh! And at that weight class.
That reach.
At that weight class. And
That reach is nuts. I'll give it to Mr. Sandlin. He's going to have one hell of a reach advantage to overcome.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Q Parks' last fight, I don't know if y'all got to watch his last fight, didn't end very well, so I'm sure Q's ready to get back on some wins.
Yeah.
So I would be not surprised to see if he comes out a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more like ready to go.
And I believe Hughes making his NLT debut, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I've seen him
Q
fight.
Parks, no, I don't. He might not have fought
I don't think he has.
New Line before. Ohio Combat League, he's fought for. I think up in Columbus.
C2,
there's a couple
Hardrove,
times. Yeah. He travels a lot for matches. Humblest dude I've ever met, man. Seriously, super humble. Doesn't like the interviews, doesn't like the attention. He just likes to fight.
Fighting on the blue corner, sitting in 5 inches tall, weighing 170 pounds, making his 18th appearance in the octagon. Fighting on the second martial art and making the Ohio, Jimmy the Sandlin. And it's going flying on the red corner. 5 inches tall, weighing in
Hugh looks like he's 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's a giant.
Yeah.
His arms are even long. Like, dude,
He's got to be.
He's got
the
a long
length of his. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Look at
That's
they're almost
nuts.
to his knees.
Yeah.
He's got some long arms.
Yeah, I've gotten to train with a few guys with that kind of build, and it's very, very difficult to
annoying.
deal with. Phil
Yeah.
Rowe is like that.
The amount of space Sandlin's going to have to.
And Sandlin did a good job getting in.
Getting in
It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
the prettiest, though. He almost got a Cosoto finish, but he's able to turn the corner and finish that. He's in danger of an
looking for-
omoplata, but that was good. By,
he ate
good
that-
by
Hughes
Cutie.
gotta
that
watch
left
that.
hand
Yeah.
all the
You
way
gotta
up.
watch that.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, what happened? What
He
happened?
ate
It was a big
short-
left hand.
Oh, that was quick. I didn't even see it.
I believe it was.
I thought it was an
that was a
elbow.
right.
Almost he caught
It
something
was
weird.
it was very short, whatever it was, because I didn't even catch it.
No, I gotta.
I believe it was an
so I'm
overhand
gonna-
left kind of as he was circling.
I don't think Q wants to be here. He needs to bring him in closer and
Sandlin.
get up.
Sandlin pounced.
I think he's
Yeah.
trying to recover right now.
Okay, it's making me nervous because Jimmy is so strong right here, right now. He is taking control.
Now, if I were Jimmy, I would be working him towards the cage and try to limit his kind of a hip mobility
Yep.
and ability to move around like this.
He's got such.
But a long guy like
long
this, you
limbs.
don't want him to get perpendicular to the parallel to the cage where he can push off with his legs
Yep.
and swing into arm bars and things.
As I say, he's looking for it already.
Q's almost playing like
at that.
a gi style of wrist control.
Sandlin was completely standing, and Q still had his hands.
Q's gotta watch how the way he's getting up.
I
He's
tell
getting
you-
caught on the way up.
He just ate another left hook there.
Yeah.
I think
nice
he's got to
knee.
earn Sandlin's respect.
No,
Sandlin
I
doesn't
do.
seem as
No, not at
urgent
all.
to
He's-
take him to the ground anymore. He's
and-
kind of happy to stand here and exchange. He feels like he's finding an opening.
Yep. Q's waiting
There
too
it
long,
is.
but he's letting the hands go now. He needs to keep that distance
digging
and get
that-
off the cage.
Taking that shoulder roll, but
He ate a left hook again, though.
Man, come on. He's got to
He
get
ate
off
the
that
left
cage.
hook
He's
again.
got to clinch. He's got to do something. Change it up. He can't stay on that cage with Jimmy, that's for sure.
he's got to start pumping that jab and keep him at distance.
Yeah, use that lane.
He's letting Sandlin get on the inside, and that's where he's finding that success.
Standing arm triangle.
Yeah, he's looking for it.
He might be able to.
think
He's going to use it to take the back, I think. He is.
Man.
Take the back standing here.
Let's go, Q. Come on. You got this, Q. You got this, Q. Let's go. Come on, Q. Nice knee.
Oh,
Nice knee,
That
but
was slick.
big knee, but he's able to set him down with the
Yep,
single
yep.
leg that he caught off of
took him
it.
down. Now he needs to, I would like him to kind of close that distance because, again, Jimmy's ground and pound was strong.
And he's
Working
doing.
that body.
Oh,
He's-
you with
Somebody
that
that's that long,
back
like
finish.
the Diaz brothers. You see guys with long
Yeah.
arms can do good
Yeah,
work
off
from
the
their
bottom.
back. Yeah.
yeah. And he doesn't seem super panicky, like he's comfortable here from his back.
He's done a good job so far in the other exchanges of getting heels on hips and creating stand-ups out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Q's trying to do some damage from the bottom. He's
Right.
throwing when he's got the opportunity. Sandlin more than happy to stay in the guard.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Probably
a nice
the best
elbow.
place
That
he could
was.
be right now. If he keeps the fight here, man, he's dominant. It's just ground and pound.
It'll be interesting to see how the conditioning plays out in the second round. Who's getting more tired here? Sandlin's hit some takedowns that definitely take some gas, but
Yeah.
he's also gotten some knockdowns, and he's landed some good body work. It'll be interesting to see who's fresher. Good high guard from Q.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's breaking posture control. He's not trying to play those long distance guards. As soon as I say that, he does. But
Say he's so tall he could almost sit up
Nice.
and sweep to the right there.
There he goes.
He's
Oh,
trying.
he's trying to set up the
tried.
hip bump sweep. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Sandlin drops his pressure down, though.
Yep.
That's the thing is when somebody starts that hip bump sweep, you just have to drop your chest down on top of them. Most of the time, you're not going to see it off of a slow setup like that. But there's an arm lock set up kind of off of the cage. This is what I mean about you don't want that guy parallel to the cage. You want to get his spine perpendicular, exactly 90 degrees to the cage, and drive him into it. He's doing a good job with that sit-up guard and using it to go towards guillotines, kimuras, and that hip bump threat. But it looks like he's going to finish this round on the bottom.
Yep,
The question is this 10-8? We got a knockdown, one knockdown,
and how
one
many
and a half
takedowns?
takedowns, and yeah, it's very one-way traffic, but interesting to see if the judges decide that that's enough for a 10-8. I think I personally probably would say it is with the clean knockdown and hurting him standing a couple other times. It seemed like Q was playing a lot of the Philly shell, and on the backhand, it's very difficult to guard against the left hook when the small glove is there, right?
Yeah.
This is not nearly as much protection.
I hope Q can come alive a little bit more. Start off with those long strikes. You know, he likes to sit and play the waiting game, but he needs to take advantage of his length, and you can't do that unless you're shooting something out there, making him think more before he comes in.
And you saw in that the very first exchange, Sandlin, I almost called him Sandstorm because that's what he is on the pay-per-view. Sandlin was hesitant to engage on the outside. He was trying to get into it.
He was like, I got to go fast.
But then after he hurt him with the left hand as he was standing up and then dropped him, he was fine. He was like, fine, get back up.
Yep.
He felt like he was doing good work in there.
Got to give Jimmy credit, though. I mean, he's doing what he needs to do to win rounds.
And I mean, you don't have 20 pro MMA fights without, being a dog.
Yeah.
I mean that in the positive sense of dog with a W, like the good one.
The W.
Oh, nice jab from Q.
That's what he needed from the beginning.
Yep.
And can he maintain it? Will he keep it up?
Oh,
Jimmy
nice
don't want
sprawl,
any.
too.
Jimmy don't want any piece of that stand up stuff.
Nice.
But he pushed the sprawl all the way back to the
Yeah.
cage and collected the hips.
And
Now, this is a much more precarious position to maintain than closed guard. That shin across the hip. Q goes back into the closed guard. They're looking again for that sit-up series, the kimura, the arm, or the kimura, the hip bump, and the guillotine.
he needs to advance his position.
Yeah, because Jimmy is just.
I mean,
more than
he's
happy to
just
sit
running the
there.
clock out at this point, safe in this position. Jimmy's taking control.
There he goes. He's starting to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to set up an arm lock, but Jimmy's doing a good job keeping his elbow back. Jimmy's having a hard time actually doing damage to the head because Q is so damn long.
He can't reach him. I mean, this might be one of the biggest height differentials I've seen since Leono versus Eric. Yeah, I don't know if you got to watch that one, but that was.
I actually don't know that I saw that one.
Oh man.
Oh, there's that hip bump a little bit closer on that one, but he uses it to almost get to the kimura. Good sound defensive grappling on top, though. Sandlin's doing a good job. He's doing enough work here that he's not in danger of getting stood up. Oh. The crowd is not happy with whatever they're doing. It's not enough doing something.
What can you? I mean, we gave them how many knockouts?
We went.
got 13 knockouts, and
They're
we're
restless
still
now.
not happy.
Never happy. They're never happy.
He dies.
So that's a nice body shot. Sandlin's jiu-jitsu is very sound. This is exactly what you want to see from a wrestler when they're learning the top game, is not doing dumb stuff.
Those were some solid shots.
There's that hip bump.
Nice.
Hip up right into the underjack position, right head and armpit control. He's got to. No, he's starting to try to. He is going to either look to set up an arm triangle or Sandlin gives the back.
Come on.
Fights
Q,
the
get
hands.
some strikes back in here.
Sandlin's too far up, though.
Oh, look at that.
He's gonna
He's
fall
almost
off the
standing up, and he was hunched over.
It's one of those things where, like, he's so tall, it's almost
Get up,
a
Q.
disadvantage to try to
Q
take
needs
his
to get
back.
up here.
He needs to get up.
He needs to go heels on hip
He
and
needs
get
some
up.
urgency because at this point, he's losing so far. We're at the halfway mark. He's got to pick it up the second half.
And he was using the heels on hips to stand up very well in the first round. He did it twice, but he's having trouble making it happen again. And now we see Sandlin advance to side control. It's a difficult position to do real work from side control, though. He's going to have to probably either go back to half guard or to mount. Yeah.
Careful.
Oh, look at that tape.
Oh, yes. I'm surprised the ref's not
Might be gauze, though.
having the corner cut that. Yep,
Yeah.
here it comes.
Okay. So can he rip it? Probably.
We got the time paused,
I don't
but I
know. Looks
believe
like
around
gauze.
154, yeah.
Hey, maybe Q needed that. A little break there. Little break. Let's get some strikes. Let's get some strikes going from Q Parks. That's what he needs. Let them hands go a little bit while you're on your feet. But be careful of the takedowns because you know they're coming.
I'd love to see him throw a front kick right up the middle.
He's in range.
Boom!
He's in range.
I think he's very hesitant to get on one leg at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think,
takedown.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, nice.
and that's one thing about being the shorter guy. It gives you the
Nice.
big,
Come on.
huge reach disadvantage, but it does make it easier to get under your opponent's
Yep.
hips.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that was a good check from Q.
Yeah, it was.
And he looked ready to come right off of it.
Open him up! Q, open him up! Open him up! We ain't going all night. We got 1 minute. Come on, Q, let him go! Let him go, Q! Go! Come on, he on the rope. He can't go nowhere. Let him go. Come on, Q, let's go. Take it
His
back.
confidence coming
Take
out
it
of the
back, Q.
crowds, chanting him on. Man,
Oh, he
Nice.
successfully
Nice.
defends
He's
that
on his
one.
feet.
Sandlin.
Ah, and that was at
He
that
needs to
time.
take control of that middle. Go
That
back
time
to the middle.
he was able to block that left
it right
hook.
out the
Beautiful,
shoulder.
yeah.
Come on, Q.
And Q showing some life here towards the end of the second round. Nice exchange there. Both guys got.
Both guys landed, but Q got the better.
Looking for the takedown.
Beautiful Kosoto Gake finish to the double leg. I love that. That's one of my favorite double leg finishes. Especially on somebody that tall. You're not just going to be able to collect the hips unless you add that outside trip, that Kosoto hook.
10 seconds.
Oh, nice short elbow.
Yeah. I wonder if that opened up a cut. It's the kind of elbow that should.
Show him who you are, Q. Come on.
Another great round turned in from Jimmy Sandlin.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you guys. I got to cheer on my guy.
That's your job. If I would have been over here when Griffin was fighting, I would have been doing the same thing.
Yeah. He needed a little encouragement. I don't know. No. Maybe next one. We'll come out stronger.
Yeah, I think he just kind of looked flat. Looked to me like
Yeah.
even in the back, I was like, he doesn't look to me like he's up. Like
Yeah.
he's awake. I was worried that might kind of be how the fight unfolded. And
Kind of what I was telling you about
sometimes that
earlier.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if Professor Rob Nickerson can bring some life to Q Parks for this third and final round of our main event. So we going 2-0.
Oh, yes.
That's where I've got it.
Yes. 2-0 big. Possibly 10-8 on the first round. You're very optimistic, but
The ref is having a hell of a time with these raps.
Who
there's gauze
takes these
everywhere.
boys?
Yeah, both of them. Both of them.
Come on.
This is a pro fight.
They should have called you.
Come on, Q.
Not the same pop in the step of Sandlin this round, though.
No.
This is the
Slow down
chance.
a
This
little
is the
bit.
time when
I just
Q
say-
can come alive.
Q was starting to put it on.
Oh, that's a beautiful knee to the body.
Nice knee to the head. Nice knee to the head. Let's go. Come
Oh,
on, Q.
but he gets a little bit
He
too
looks for
aggressive.
looks for the takedown.
He runs the
Hughes,
pipe and sets him
he
down.
Finally, turn the corner on it.
Woo, I
Yeah.
thought we were going to have a turn of the tides. That was a fantastic knee.
Big success there from Q with that.
But he needs to get up now.
Yeah.
Right now.
If
He's got to get back up.
He's got to
Or
explode.
we're done.
He's got to completely.
And we're looking. He's got to finish that ankle pick here. Up. Q's worked his way back up. He's vertical.
Yes, Q.
he's
Good
got
job.
space.
Circles out. Very smart. Let's see if we can run together some strikes.
I think Sandlin's gas tank is starting to empty on
Q,
him.
take it over.
And we still have
nice
4
kick
minutes
there.
remaining too. There's lots of time.
Let him go.
Oh, and a nice right hand lands from Sandlin.
Nice. Do it
Nice left hand there from Q.
And Sandlin's using that like the classic prison bars,
Yeah.
defense, and it's working very well.
He looks for a right straight there.
Come on, Q. How bad you want it, Q?
Nice jab. Q. Nice 1-2 from Sandstorm answering back.
Come on, Q.
And another shot, and he's got his hands locked.
Jimmy
It's
Sandlin.
very hard to finish that on a very tall person, and there's that outside trip finish
Yeah.
again, that beautiful Cosoto finish. That is exactly how you have to finish takedowns against somebody that's that much taller than you. You're not going to finish a classic double with the hands locked behind the waist with a lift because their feet are still on the ground when you lift.
Right.
He needs to keep him on his back.
Circle off the cage.
Oh, and a big uppercut from Q.
Nice. Come on,
He just
Q.
barely misses that kick.
Sandlin drives into the
Towards
cage
the
again.
last half of this round, Q
I'll
is
tell you what,
fine
Hughes
for
been
success.
taken down way too many times this round.
Now, if I'm Sandlin, I'm going into like body lock passing series. We are going to stay on the ground, and no one's going to hit anyone, and time is going to
100%.
expire. Like,
Yeah, just run
yeah.
the clock. Run the clock.
That's a nice hammer fist from Q from the bottom.
yeah, and this is an interesting off angle spot here, kind of a modified half guard.
Yeah.
Hugh seems to be working wrist control, maybe hunting a guillotine for a second there.
He was for a second.
Almost a little bicep slicer action. It looked like maybe on that far arm. He needs to elevate Q's hips so he can't stand. Or, excuse me, elevate the feet so that he can't stand. But Q's able to work back up.
They're back to their feet. Can Q Parks turn this around, or is Jimmy Sandlin gonna steal it?
No, that body shot hurt him a little bit. Q needs to be.
Well-timed shot. Is he gonna finish it?
Nice. Way to stay up.
Now he's trying to see if he can get that outside hook in again to try to finish it. But he's able to break the grip.
Good. Now make that space. Burn the shots. See if he's got it. We got 1 minute, 20 seconds to go.
Sandlin seems content to kind of play prevent defense.
Yeah.
Definitely. I feel he's gassed.
Yeah, I think he is too.
He is.
But he's still moving forward.
He is. He's hanging in there, but you can tell that the gas tank is emptying out. His hands are down. If Q's got any
fumbling
chance,
back a little. He's got to go.
Oh, now,
Q's got 50 seconds to turn this on. Nice.
Go. Come on.
Jimmy Sandlin with another
Come
shot.
on, Q. Get up.
he's gonna finish that one, I believe. Yeah.
Yep, just turn the corner on
a
it,
good
switches
cartwheel
over
over,
to,
yeah.
Yep. Nice way to stand up there.
He gets up immediately though. Now he's gonna hunt
26
knees.
seconds.
Looks to me. Another left hand lands from Sandlin.
The calls for knees ring out through the stadium here. That's all you can hear for a second. 10 seconds.
Oh, and a big right hand from Q. And another.
With 10 seconds to go.
Q-Park's going out on his shield, man. Hey, that's how you finish it. But, I mean, it's too little too late. But that's how you finish, bro.
Sandlin was hanging tough and throwing back at the end too, but he was eating some hard shots.
As the fight went on, you could see Q was starting to be able to gain some success.
Good fight turned in by both of these
Yeah,
guys. This is the
absolutely.
most technical
That
fight that
was
we've seen all night.
a
I mean,
good main event.
yeah. For the only non-boxing thing that went to the cards, like that was a good fight. I enjoyed every second of that
Yep.
scrap. Very impressed by both good gentlemen. I love the chain wrestling of Sandlin.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that body lock style takedowns and the finishes with the outside.
I mean,
Kusoto Gaki.
Kosoto Gake.
Yeah. Yes.
Outside hook.
I mean,
Gake is
records-
hook, Gari is
I
strip.
try
yeah.
to remember at least one every time you say it, but I'm not going to lie. They typically leave me. I'm going to remember this one, though.
Kosoto's one that comes up a lot, both on the ground
I'm gonna-
and standing.
I'll hit you with it next card, and you'll be like, good job, Dave.
Yeah. And Becca Robinson's going to go in and talk to our winner, which I believe unless a very, very hometown judge's decision is coming. Although, I'll be honest, I think you probably won that last round. It was close. He did more damage.
It's like right after the halfway mark of the fight, Hughes started turning it up, but it was
it was the end of the second round where Q landed those knees, wasn't it? Or was it the third?
Yep. No, it was the end of the
That was the end of the second. So this might be interesting. Oh, we're going to have a split decision. Oh, God.
The third judge goes down to 29-28 for your winner. Split decision. Jimmy.
So it was close enough to be split, but yeah. And you know what? With the moments of offense with the knees in the second round,
I was going to say, I could see it. I'm not mad at it.
I still would have gone 10-8 in the first round personally, but we'll turn it over to Becca.
We also made it 168 as I figured out what the class is. I just been set up down too much, but I think I can buy my record to a lot of awesome shooting my wedding, so long than I am a fucking stud, 2 parts. So there's no dividing. So whether I'm waiting too long or and I'm trying to build
I was about to say, the record players you have experience who are better in the sport. What comes next? Like, pretty cool. So we got everybody. What's next?
I want UFC, but I'm not there yet. I want to start winning my belts in the regional scene. And get my wins. Like, I'd like to have 1 or 2 more wins for me. That's sort of like where I find it. UFC has been amazing for me. So I'll run it with you all. 65, 70, wherever the big ones.
What's the name for you before we go? Anybody have anybody today?
I'm thinking of a course coming out, Madison Paxton, Hunter Frazier, you guys are all appreciate the reference team. I mean, a couple of little adjustments. It made a big difference today. I mean, it showed me what to do.
Main stops open till 1. Main stops open till 1. That's where I'm going.
Excellent performance turned in by Jimmy Sandlin.
Yeah, no doubt.
Excited to have him back if he wants to come back and try to win some of our belts. Enjoyed watching him fight. I like his style. I like his grit.
So let's just kind of recap here, Colin. 15 fights, 13 finishes?
That was a crazy night, man.
Absolutely nuts. Absolute record time, no doubt. What would you have to say fight of the night?
I tell you what, it's maybe that one. Honestly, I mean, it was close. I'm trying to not have a recency bias here. I'm looking back over the list of what we had, but no, I think that's probably I would say that's fight of the night. Which
I would have to agree.
It's the one I enjoyed the most. Maybe not everybody likes open guard,
right,
body shots as much as I do. Yeah, I would think. I mean, there were some other good scraps. I mean,
yeah, it was.
What the harder one to call on this one might be knockout of the night, to be honest, because we had a lot of.
We had some
stoppage.
good ones. Man, I'm just gonna go ahead and say my shocking moment of the night was Antonio Robinson answering the second round.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I could not believe that.
That was definitely, I don't know, like the new style of performance of the night bonuses.
Yeah.
Very impressed with J.R. Cochran. What a prospect. The guy's been training for a couple months and looked like that. I mean, he looked polished. He looked good.
I mean, he looked great,
very
man.
good.
That
Was very
wrestling
impressed by that
background
performance.
definitely did him well, but I mean, it was the hands.
And he
that
tied
really,
it together with the hands.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that that's a guy that's a big fan of MMA and has been watching it for a long time. Maybe he even has like family members that train or something.
You would
if he's
think,
that skilled.
definitely.
That was very impressive stuff. I was impressed with Ethan Baker's. That's definitely, I would say, sub of the night. That what was that? Do you remember? I believe his name was Liam McGeary that used to fight in Bellator. Long, lanky guy.
Yeah.
He actually tapped Tito Ortiz with that triangle. He wasn't able to get it to sweep him, but he caught a couple people with that. That kind of, I don't know exactly what kind of triangle that is, but it's very similar to Yoko Senkaku, but it's done from the bottom, and the triangle's kind of locked on a slightly different angle. But it's not one that you see a lot. I mean, it's an awareness thing mostly. Like the top guy sees it coming and doesn't put himself in that position.
Well, and then even just for it to be Ethan Baker to pull that off.
Yeah.
Somebody who would typically see as a striker.
Yeah.
And
that was an interesting fight because remember we were talking like it would be interesting to see how the ground dynamic was. And when he got taken down, I thought, oh, he's the
Starcher might have him.
Starcher might have him here. He's landed in a dominant position. That was a really smooth takedown, but. And honestly, Starcher was looking good on the feet before that too.
Yep.
So that was.
It was a
good performance by Shelton.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
slick submission.
amateur is a tough and brutal world because you end up with guys who are 500 or close to it or just below who, they just need some polish.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our next card, ladies and gentlemen, will be next month in Madison, West Virginia, I believe,
correct,
in LC
yeah.
35.
Yep.
So be looking forward to seeing you guys back on pay-per-view for that one. As always, we were very happy to have you all a part of the broadcast, and we will call the fights next time. This is Dave Fournette and Colin Caprini signing off.
Have a good
You
night,
guys
everybody.
Have a great night.